In the middle 50s, a sunny sky underway for today. Alamogordo with temperatures in the middle 60s and sunshine this afternoon. In Roswell, temperatures around 72 degrees this afternoon. By tomorrow, Roswell temperatures in the middle 70s and 60 degrees in Midtown Rio del Sur. For 101.5 The Kid, I'm meteorologist Ron Roberts.
Your country plays on W105.
Be in the Breakfast Club, powered by Carlsbad Chevrolet. Online at carlsbadchevrolet.com. Text line at 877-396-W105. Brought to you by Amigo Machinery, your Kubota dealer. Online at amigo-machinery.com. Question of the day brought to you by Lovington Auto Supply, your Napa dealer. And YouTube, Rumble, and Facebook video feed brought to you by Desert Sand Water Well. Online at desertsandsnm.com.
Welcome to March 20th.
It's National Ravioli Day.
National Ravioli Day.
Ravioli is one of Italy's most popular pastas.
It's a very popular day for pasta lovers. It's National Ravioli Day.
Ravioli's delicious.
That better be ravioli.
You should try the ravioli.
Do you have ravioli?
Wow, what's ravioli?
Happy National Ravioli Day.
Oh, ravioli, my favorite.
Ravioli.
It's showtime.
And good morning to you. It is 7 minutes after the hour of 6 o'clock. Everybody's mom, made them dress up like a dark back in the day. Well, give me your dark dressed up story. My mother decided to dress us all in seersucker suits. We all look like darks. There's a picture somewhere of me in the seersucker suits. We actually had the little... Remember the hats that went with the seersucker suits?
Yes.
So.
Well,
And by the way, I dressed myself in the polyester leisure suit. I did all of that on my own. So it was. I can't blame my mom for that.
Well,
Good morning, Tom
made just the jacket pretty popular.
Yeah.
What's that be?
Yeah. So Tom A in the studio. Blake, his voice is better today, getting better. Thanks for Tom A getting everybody sick.
Well, I took vitamin A. I have offered him vitamin A.
Because Tom got
vitamin A.
everybody sick and basically infected the whole studio.
Sure.
We're having to have it sanitized today.
Sure.
Maybe you should try some vitamin D.
I don't need to drink milk.
It's not where vitamin D comes from.
What the hell was that? God bless you.
Do you even know what
we're
D
not
is?
even like 60 seconds into the show, and you're saying something ridiculous.
Well,
not even 60 seconds. All right, we got the tweet of the day coming up in just a second. I'm going to keep you updated with everything going on. I got to switch glasses. One thing I forgot, I came in the studio and didn't put on the bifocals. I do not like the bifocals to wear all the time, so I put them on just for the show. So I look good for the camera. Look at there, Tom. Look at there. There you go.
Hey, B, I want to give a shout out this morning real quick since we're already off track. Today's my sister's birthday, so happy birthday to my sister Contessa.
All right.
Well, I hope she's having a great day today. Atheist Pride Day going on today. Also, Crawfish Cravers Day. By the way, if you've seen the price of crawfish lately, you might not be craving as much. Well, maybe you're craving, but you just can't spend $200 for a sack of crawfish. Crazy money. French Language Day, Parlez-vous français, Tom?
That means hello, howdy.
No, he asked if you can speak French.
Oh. Yeah, I said howdy.
Well, that's you answered that just like you do English with an odd response. International Day of Happiness, Bach Beer Day, National Jump Out Day, whatever the hell that is, Kiss Your Fiancé Day, Native HIV and AIDS Awareness Day. Can't we just have like a AIDS and HIV Awareness Day for everybody? Because next month will be Black HIV and AIDS Awareness Day. Can't we just have one day for everybody? Take Down Tobacco National Day of Action going on today. Also, Frog Day and World Sparrow Day happening all day today. Americans, could lose their access to TikTok within a month if that bill does pass the Senate, forcing the TikTok Beijing-based parent company, ByteDance, to sell its stake in TikTok. They own 20% of TikTok. The rest is owned by folks all over the globe, which might be bad news for Gen Zers who are already terrible at dancing and can't go to TikTok to learn how to dance. It could be tragic. And Donald Trump has once again hinted that if he's reelected, Prince Harry faces deportation out of the United States. That's not actually what he said. He said that he thinks it's a tragedy what Harry and Meghan did to the old queen.
Okay.
But if he does deport him, that's a lot of baggage that they will be carrying with them. And, of course, I'm talking about Meghan. Of course, she's an American citizen. He can't deport her.
No, he can't deport her.
Yeah.
Or the two kids.
And he is on a visa. You can't just deport people. If they are on a visa, they have to do something. And it's not based on moral, low-lying fruit on the moral grade scale. No. Travis Kelce could be hosting the game show. So you think you're smarter than the fifth grader. They're thinking about rebooting that. And we complain about election years lasting forever. Over in India, people are allowed to vote on their national election from April 19th to June 1st.
Get out.
So how many months is that, Tom?
April 19th, June 1st, May, April, June. 4 months.
Yes, you're
Who
correct.
said anything about May?
You're correct, Tom.
Who said anything about May?
Well, 4 months, isn't it? I was counting on my fingers.
You said May.
Yeah. March to June, that's what you said, right?
Yeah,
April,
yeah.
May, June. Yeah, 4 months.
Okay. All right, looks like National Puppy Day going on today, and they'll be streaming a bunch of puppies. The puppy cam will be up at canine.org/puppycam if you want to go check out a bunch of puppies. We're going to check the weather. We do have rain in the forecast. Check of the weather this morning being brought to you by WWRV, affordable, quiet place to of course, lay your head at night if you're looking for an RV spot in Carlsbad. They have 30 and 50 amps available, all utilities included. And that does include high-speed internet wired right to your hookup. Find them today, WWRV3.com, or simply call them at 988-0392. High temperature today, we're going to get up to about 73. Sunny skies, then some isolated showers. In fact, they say most of those showers will come between 3 and 4 this afternoon. Showers tonight, 10% chance of rain, 46 the overnight low, and then sunny tomorrow and 71. Even Friday, sunny and 77. Quick check of the weather being brought to you by State Representative Randy Pettigrew. He's in District 61. If that is your district, you got a good one. No, I'm serious. You got a guy that will go defend our way of life in southeast New Mexico. We'll defend that and keep fighting for the oil and gas industry, keep fighting for our kids, keep fighting for your Second Amendment rights, keep fighting that our highways and roads get fixed, fighting for our children's education, and the list goes on and on. CPAC, one of the most conservative PACs out there, gave Randy Pettigrew an A-plus rating. Find out more information, RandallPettigrew.com. He needs your vote. He also needs your help with his election. If you can give to his campaign, you can do so at RandallPettigrew.com. Message paid for by the campaign to re-elect Randy Pettigrew. All right, 6:15, Tom on the text. Our number 877-396-W105. Morning show text line being brought to you by Amigo Machinery. That number 877-396-W105. Question of the day being brought to you by Napa and Lovington Auto Supply. You can find them on Avenue D in Lovington. Of course, the question of the day, Your mother ever dress you like a dork? Please do tell. 6:15, Tom, 6:15.
All right, the first texts are coming in. I came up with 1.5 months for the India elections. Questions the text. And Tom is like Beetlejuice from the Howard Stern show. Laugh out loud, says the text. I never saw that movie.
It's a show, Tom.
What's that?
Howard Stern
Never heard.
show.
Yeah, it's not funny anymore.
No.
His radio show since he went to Sirius XM went downhill pretty fast.
Don't listen
Show.
to him. Anyway,
Show.
those are the first couple texts this morning. B.
Show. It was a show.
I
All
would,
right, tweet
I
of
would
the
say
day
if you're
on
going to
the
be
web.
like Beetlejuice, though, you would be more like the movie Beetlejuice.
Yeah. Yesterday, Texas was applauding the Supreme Court ruling. They came out and said that Texas could arrest
I thought that was good.
and deport illegal aliens.
La Migra!
What?
Back in the day when he said La Migra, everybody scattered. I thought that was going to happen again.
I'm trying to do a serious story here.
Okay, whatever. Go ahead.
Sometimes I feel like I'm dealing like a 12-year-old,
Sure.
mentality-wise.
Okay.
So anyway, the federal court overturned the Supreme Court. And at first, me and Blake were both like,
How do you
how
do
does that
that?
happen?
Right.
How it is the highest court in the land. So Blake, explain.
Okay. So what happened was the Supreme Court lifted the stay that the Fifth Appellate District put in place, which
Right.
means they put that in place while everything was being appealed.
Sure.
But the case itself was not before the Supreme Court.
Oh,
Right.
All they did was lift the stay.
Oh.
And so the Fifth Appellate District put a different stay back in now so that it's going to eventually get to the Supreme Court, but now the stay is in place until
Yes.
they send it to the Supreme Court.
So
And it should rule
I'm
the same
sure
way, shouldn't it?
I'm sure Texas will send that back to the Supreme Court.
Yes.
The problem is, isn't the Supreme Court about to take another break soon?
Yes.
And so that might be problematic for the for Texas.
Well,
that could be problematic for
it
Texas.
might be, but what is the Fifth Appellate District going to do if Texas goes ahead and says, we're going to do it anyway?
Yeah,
Right.
we're doing it anyway, so deal with it. We'll see. Biden sweeps the March 19th Democratic presidential primaries. We knew he would. And so Biden, of course, it's easy when you have no competition.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like he didn't have competition, though. Democratic National, the committee didn't want him to have any competition. That's a problem in itself. All right, we're going to get to the tweet of the day. Do we have a Powerball winner from New Mexico?
I
Do we?
don't think so.
Is it me?
Well, I'm gonna get to that coming up in a second. I got to get to the tweet of the day this morning and the thought of the day. Tweet of the day this morning being brought to you by our friends. If you're trying to get your CDL license, King Driving Academy could be the key to making that happen. You can find them at 1430 West Bender in Hobbs, and this is a 4-week CDL training school. They provide 2 weeks of theory training, 2 weeks on the road training. Very flexible hours. They work with you to get you through the class and ready to take that CDL test. Course is taught by a state-certified CDL instructor. And right now, when you mention being the Breakfast Club at W105, either one, they're going to give you $500 off the course fee. Find out more information. Give them a call, 575-441-7835, 441-7835, or 1430 West Bender in Hobbs. King Driving Academy. Get in touch with them today. Tweet of the day, the price is right with Joe Biden By the way, for some people that don't get it, this is satire only.
Welcome to The Price is Rising, where you guess how much the cost of common household goods has changed during my pregnancy. Because guess what? Well, anyway, let's see our next item.
First item.
Oldest chicken breasts. 3 years ago, you could get that for $1. How much do you think they cost now?
$5.15, Crypt Keeper.
$8.40. $10.60.
Let's see the actual price. $8.44. Chip is correct. Wait, it just went up to the $10.60. Now me is right.
Yeah!
Well, yeah. That makes this wacky.
Right.
The Price is Rising, starring Joe Biden, the tweet of the day. 621. Powerball, no winner on Monday. The drawing will be again tonight. No winner in the Mega Millions. The drawing will be, what is that, Thursday night next time? To Friday night.
Friday night.
So Mega Millions, the 10th largest Mega Millions, and the Powerball is at $687 million. Powerball at $875 million.
Oh, man.
Guess I need to go buy a ticket.
Yeah, it's for the kids, Tom. I mean, the money goes to the lottery scholarship program since 1996. And the last big lottery winner, it's been a while. Remember in 2008, a group of people in Roswell?
Yes, we were there.
Won, and I think that was like 100 million.
Yeah, they shared that.
They shared it. And I know a couple of people that took part and became millionaires and have opened businesses and done good things with their money.
Mm-hmm. Didn't we have them on the show too? Didn't we?
No, we didn't. But thanks for making that up.
Oh,
thank you. That was in the beginning when we weren't doing a show. But thank you. See, this is a word of advice. When Tom says something, you can't trust it.
We were doing a show already.
No, Tom. This is like the fourth day that we had been at the station.
Yeah, I remember that.
So, congratulations, Tom. Another story that you just made up on the fly. Congratulations.
Good
Tom.
one, too, wasn't it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it was awesome. Texas man died after taking fentanyl in Dallas at the airport in a bathroom. Now his ex has pled guilty to using her kids as drug mules. Wow. Sylvia Bianos, 46 years old, pled guilty to distribution of fentanyl, faces up to 12 years in prison. New Mexico woman concealed the deadly doses of fentanyl inside her children's luggage. And by the way, the father of the kids took the deadly drugs and died at the airport. Looks like she faces up to 20 years to life in federal prison. Wednesday, she took a plea deal on distribution of fentanyl, and charge carries 12 years in prison. In the plea paper, she admitted that she gave her son's father fentanyl, and it did kill him at the airport. By the way, she packed her kids' luggage and put the fentanyl inside her kids. They were 8 and 10 years old as they were flying from Albuquerque to Dallas. Surveillance video at Love Field in Dallas shows the ex-husband picking up the boys at the gate, and he overdosed right after he took the drugs. But to put fentanyl in your kid's luggage, knowing that 1 grain of fentanyl could be fatal, is just terrible in itself. So she's going away for a minimum of 12 years. Planet Fitness, their stock is on the way down. Part of the reason is they took a stand when it came to transgender bathrooms.
Well,
and a lot of women decided they didn't want to get dressed with a man in the bathroom.
right.
Planet Fitness said they didn't care. That was their policy. So how much have they lost in the last couple days?
8%.
Ooh.
8%, which is huge. 8% is huge.
Yes.
By the way, they have no plans to reverse course of action.
Right. I mean, because like there was, like one of the big things was a woman went into the bathroom, you know, the locker rooms there, and there was a dude in there shaving his face.
Yes. Yes.
And she's like, what? But that's not a surprise, Kevin. You know, we had a Planet Fitness membership and stopped going because they don't enforce a lot of their own policies. You know, my wife, who has dementia, would go with me, and she would do the 30-minute circuit, which has a little a stoplight in there that tells you how to do it, right? So when it's red, you stop exercising and move to the next machine. The light turns green, then you do it for however long it's timed, and then you do that all the way around the circuit, right? And that's supposed to be for busy people and people who want to do a circuit and all that kind of stuff. But it was easy for her to follow because with her dementia, directions are hard for her to follow.
Right.
So she would do that, but there would be people in there just sitting on machines, on their phones.
Nothing.
Oh.
Yeah, nothing. Nothing
and
ticks me off more than somebody sitting on the machine on their phone, or they put their crap on the machine, whatever it is. It just, I'm the guy, get off my lawn, get off the machine.
Yeah, I mean, you can have your stuff, but put it next to you.
Yeah, put it on the floor. I don't care. Put it on the floor. My stuff stays in the locker. The locker here is close by. I just go grab it, take a sip.
Right.
Pretty simple.
And so they lost us as a customer because of it. And with this kind of policy, there's no way I'm sending her in the bathroom with a dude.
You know, women do not want to go into the dressing room and there's a guy with his dangling thing out.
No.
I mean, they just don't. They shouldn't have to put up with that.
No,
they really shouldn't.
Especially if you're paying for a membership to that gym.
Yes. So make a dressing room that excludes, or maybe they just go, hey, if you still have the dangling thing, you go to the men's restroom. That would be a pretty.
If you want to act like you're a girl but you're still a dude and you go to the dude's bathroom, nobody cares.
No. Mayorkas, of course, Homeland Security Secretary, giving great advice to what other countries should do. Only if we would take his advice. I'm talking about here in America. Here, maybe he ought to take his own advice. Here's what he had to say yesterday.
What we need other countries to do, because it's a regional challenge and it requires a regional solution, we need other countries to enforce their laws of humanitarian relief as well as to enforce their enforcement protocols at their respective border.
Don't we have immigration laws on the books?
We do.
Tons of
so maybe he ought to just take his own advice and enforce the laws that are on the books. Imagine that. You know, back in the day, we had people cross the border all the time, and when they were caught, they were sent back home. It was a very simple process. Sometimes they were held in facilities and waited until the bus, you know, had enough people to send back to whatever region they were going, and then they would send them back. We had a plan. It actually worked. By the way, Trump had a plan, and his plan actually worked. The proof is in the pudding, as Tom always says. The numbers were much lower than they are right now. 3 million people compared to 500,000 people. That's substantially lower. Dr. Phil talking about immigration on The Breakfast Club with Charlemagne the God. I just can't believe somebody would call themselves the God, but I digress. Here's what Dr. Phil had to say on the BET Breakfast Club.
Problem is, we got people in charge of solving problems that don't really want to solve them. especially their job depends on having that problem. They need that problem to justify their existence. They need that problem to maintain this huge bureaucracy, to maintain this big budget, this big agency. They need that problem to exist. I think we've got people in charge of solving problems that are not problem solvers.
No doubt. They're not problem solvers at all. And Dr. Phil, I think, is trying to rebrand himself. Wouldn't you say?
He sure seems like it.
Yeah.
I think he's trying to rebrand himself.
He's always been to the left.
Yeah.
Even though he's from Texas.
Yeah.
He's always been to the left, but it seems like he's coming back to the middle.
But he's
because
also,
reality settles in eventually.
Yeah, but he's also common sense to a certain degree.
Right.
And this is just common sense. We got all these people coming across the border. Close the border. He went down to the border. He discovered it wasn't closed. New York homeowner was arrested.
Well,
go ahead.
Part of that is also being from Texas, and in this area in general, there is a pragmatic approach to a lot of things.
Yeah.
Regardless of what side of the aisle you're on, and
common sense.
Being in Texas and being in southern New Mexico, you know what the problems at the border are.
Yeah.
These other places, they don't have any idea.
No. Well, and I think many people started to figure that out when Texas started shipping busloads of illegal immigrants to other states.
Yes, but
because it wasn't their problem before.
Well, and it's still just minuscule compared to what everyone on the border deals with.
100%. Yeah, 100%. I don't know if you saw this story, but a fed-up homeowner arrested after a tense standoff with squatters. They stole her $1 million home that she inherited from her parents. And the police, instead of arresting the squatters, they arrested her. Here's that story.
Dell, you're getting arrested right now?
Being arrested.
For what?
For being in my own home.
So it's her house. Squatters went in and decided they were going to take over the house. Adele Alejandro, 47, recently nabbed after she changed the locks on her own house. $1 million home in Flushing, Queens, New York. She inherited the home from her parents. Her parents are dead. One thing led to another. And she was arrested.
Crazy.
We had a similar thing that happened in Carlsbad a couple of weeks ago, where these people inherited the home from their parents. It's their home. And these people squatted and actually went to pay the taxes on the home.
Get out, for real.
No. We've got this going on across the United States, and you can't get rid of the squatters. Back in the day, you go in there with a shotgun, rack that shotgun, and the squatters would decide to leave. That doesn't even affect them anymore. It really doesn't. It's crazy.
Wouldn't hurt.
Albuquerque man accused of raping a teen has been resentenced. Oliver Vasquez, found guilty in kidnapping and raping a girl in 2017, had one of his convictions overturned and was resentenced on Tuesday. Vasquez met the victim when she was 12 years old. He would drag her into his truck and rape her. At one point, he kidnapped her for 2 days and beat her. Vasquez's lawyer filed an appeal saying he was the victim of double jeopardy when he was found guilty of the same first-degree kidnapping and first-degree criminal sexual penetration. Court of Appeals ruled that the victim of he was a victim of double jeopardy because the state law defines first-degree kidnapping as a victim not being freed in a safe place and physical injury or sexual assault. So they did release him at one point. Now he's been resentenced, and he's going to serve 33 years behind bars. And, of course, will have to be, on probation as a sex offender for the rest of his life. Still to come, we're going to talk about police arrest a couple accused of stabbing a burglar in Albuquerque. So the people were arrested, not the burglar. I'll get to that story. And also FBI gun figures are showing why crime has fallen. Blake, why do you think crime has fallen in the United States?
It's not really falling. They just changed the way they counted it.
So we're gonna get to that story. Price of oil on the way. 6:35 morning show, being brought to you by North Star Laundry. Stop in and check them out. They're right off of 128 on Buck Jackson Road, and they do sell every. Let me start over. North Star Laundry is not on Buck Jackson Road. They're in Carlsbad and in Loving. Check them out today. 406 West Cedar in Loving, 609 West Lee in Carlsbad, and 604 West Church in Carlsbad. Let them take care of all your clothes. They can wash, dry, and fold your clothes. They can take care of everything. And if you don't want them to take care of all your clothes, you can go in there. They have laundry machines, coin-operated machines. They're open 7 days a week at all 3 of their locations. Tom, it's 6:36.
Tex, why are we letting people that don't contribute to our society get away with anything they want to do? The text is asking. Hey, Blake, this is for you. I heard that Mexico will refuse to take back illegal aliens arrested in Texas. Have you seen this?
Yes, that's what Kevin was talking about.
Well, that's I know, but the text wanted to know. Like on Gunsmoke, says this one text, let Festus's cousin shoot off the little hanging thing down on the transgenders. This text is saying. Take care of that.
Yeah, at some point, we have to stand up to the craziness. We have to be the ones. Yeah, look, everybody just wants to bury their head in the sand.
Yeah.
At some point, we have to say, this is nuts, and we're not going to do it like this.
Well, and
we're not going to be a part of it.
I think even those on the left, like Dr. Phil is showing, some of them have reached that point. And I think he's one of them.
He's one of them.
Yeah, I agree.
Question of the day, B. What did your mom used to dress you like a dork? This guy's saying, or this text saying, dorkiest thing I had to wear growing up, hated it with a passion, was the A-frame glasses, a.k.a. the Jeffrey Dahmers.
Oh. You're talking about the Medicaid glasses.
Yeah, those.
In the military, they call those BC glasses.
BC glasses.
The birth control.
Adam from Artesia, one more. If I was a Democrat, I would be mad as HELL that I didn't have any other choices than Biden. See?
I would be mad.
He would be mad as hell.
What the hell? You can't say hell?
That's a bad word.
How is it a bad word?
A bad word. It's where you're going to go.
It's a location.
Wow. What the hell?
But if you got mad at me and he would say, go to HELL.
No, he wouldn't. He'd say, go to hell.
So that's a bad word.
It's not a bad word.
What the hell's the matter with you?
That's the way you use it.
It's not a bad word,
what
Tom.
the hell is the matter with you?
Look, there are 7 words you can't use, and that's not one of them.
No.
There's one. ASS, HELL.
No.
Any of those.
Look,
you need to go crap be one of those words?
What's that be?
Would crap be one of those words?
No, crap's okay. But if it's SH, then that's a bad word.
That's one of the 7.
Thank you. All right, 6:39. We are beyond the Breakfast Club. We're going to talk about Donald Trump's bond. It looks like he is not going to get that bond money. We'll talk about what might happen. We'll get into that. Price of oil this morning being brought to you by Spinnaker, All-Fill Cementers, and Cud Energy. Look, these guys together are hiring. They are hiring a lot of folks. Cud Energy Services and Spinnaker Cementing Solutions, they're hiring. They're looking for folks. Service supervisor and training program. CDL required. They're looking for diesel mechanics, electric technicians, equipment operator, CDL required, and they're looking for experienced pressure pump hands. Housing's available, one of the best benefit packages in the industry, and they offer top pay. Apply today at greatallfieldjobs.com or text Allfield to 63566. They are an equal opportunity employer and a drug-free employer.
West Texas Intermediate. checking in at $82.63, $86.66 for Brent crude, and the price of natural gas, $1.74.
All right, 20 minutes away from 7, 20 away from 7. Morning show this morning being brought to you by Main Trailer Sales. Don't go camping without Main Trailer Sales. You've been thinking about getting yourself into a fifth wheel. You ought to go check out the selection at Main Trailer Sales. They've been in business close to 70 years. Part of the reason they have been able to sustain over the years is that they're nice people, and they operate on a different business model. They do. Number one, everything that they have is paid for. So they're not one of those big city dealers that is leveraged to the gills. Everything they have is paid for. So they're able to give you a great deal, great customer service, and they are awesome folks. Check them out online, maintrailersalesinc.com, 575-622-1751. Don't go camping without Main Trailer Sales. Thought for the day up next. Tom A. and the text. 19 minutes away from 7. We're going to dive into Trump's bond. What's going to happen now when he can't meet that bond? Are they going to start selling off his property? We'll get to that coming up next.
Mandy's chiming in. She says, can't say H-E-L-L on the air, but off the air sure can drop those F-bombs. Oh, brother, she says this morning. And have you seen...
Don't even get me into the whole filming incident.
Have you seen the TikToks where the parent has the kid go to the bathroom and say any cuss word they want? You need to do that, Tom, says that one particular text. And another text is saying, that's why Tom says the texter, laugh out loud. Okay. But, yeah, you can't say them words.
Yes, you can.
Hell
say the P word.
Okay. Sometimes I'm wondering what the hell you're thinking.
Can't say the P word.
Serious.
Nobody has said the P word.
What P word are you talking about?
Hell.
P-E-N-I-S.
Yes, you can.
Penis?
You can say penis.
Nasty.
It's not one of the 7.
You remind me of a 12-year-old again. Penis.
He's doing that for real. My God. He's over here doing that same giggle.
Police arrest a couple accused of stabbing and killing a burglary suspect. The couple behind bars facing charges allegedly murdering a woman who they believe was breaking into one of their cars on Friday. Detectives accused Joshua Dominguez and Destiny Marquez of confronting the woman, chasing her down and stabbing her multiple times, and then running over her with their vehicle. Marquez allegedly told detectives they were watching a movie inside their apartment on Broadway and Indian School Road in Albuquerque. That's when they heard their car alarm go off. They looked outside and saw a woman who appeared to be removing things from Dominguez's car. Couple confronted the woman, reportedly denied stealing anything from the vehicle. From there, they alleged chased her and attacked her and stabbed her and ran over her at some point.
Oh, man.
By the way, they have been charged. Police haven't identified the person that died. Detectives also sealed and towed the two vehicles. And after detaining the couple, and investigators are saying this is a ongoing investigation. FBI figures show that crime fell as Americans stock up on buying more guns. The most guns annually in the history of America. Could it be the reason crime has gone down is that there are more guns on the street to protect law-abiding citizens? I'm just asking.
Could be.
Yeah, over 1 million background checks a month for purchasing a gun.
Well,
1 million a month.
I think it's probably a combination of that. And like you have in our area, you have people who've said they stop reporting crimes because nothing gets done. You know,
that's sad in itself.
Yeah, if police make an arrest, and through no fault of their own, those criminals in New Mexico are back out.
walking.
Yeah, they're back out
Back
on the
on the
street
streets.
before the
Yeah.
police officers finish filling out their report.
Yep. So, Tom, let me ask you this. If they're doing 8 million background checks a month for gun purchases, how many are we averaging for a year?
A month, 12 million.
12 million. Tom scores one. Wow. I was a little concerned for a second. I got to say, I was a little concerned.
I have my moments.
Yeah, definitely have your moments. By the way, back in 2013, they were doing about 21,000 background checks a month. And we bumped up to over 1 million background checks in 2023. Former Hunter Biden associate to testify publicly in the next phase of the impeachment inquiry. But wait, Hunter is not going to testify? He wanted the public hearing, didn't he?
Yep, he did.
But now he's said he's not going to show up.
Well, gee, why wouldn't he show up?
Right.
Wow. By the way, all of his partners are starting to speak out. Everybody from Devin Archer to Tony Bobulinski starting to speak out. And they all say the same thing. Biden was the lead guy. He was the closer. He was the guy that closed the deals. Now, what were they selling? You know, because I love when people say that, Trump made money and business and this and that. Well, he's got a business. What is the Biden business?
Joe Biden.
Oh.
They were selling access to Joe Biden.
Oh, that's it.
As senator and as vice president.
Right.
And now as president.
Nice gig you got going.
So the new guy that is going to testify, Jason Galinas, is serving a 14-year prison sentence. He will testify from maximum security prison, and he was a partner of Devin Archer and a partner of Hunter Biden. Tony Bobulinski, I think, has some credibility, and I'm going to tell you why. He's a Navy veteran. He's a Navy veteran that went into business with Hunter Biden, and he spoke out before the election. Remember that name. He spoke out before the election.
Right.
Talked about the laptop, talked about the Chinese deal, talked about all kind of stuff. Talked about Joe Biden, but nobody would listen.
Yeah.
For whatever reason.
They said that Hunter put his dad on the phone more than 20 times.
Yes.
All right. And you got to remember what the Chinese thing you're talking about. He had a joint venture with Sinohawk Holdings and Chinese energy company CEFC. And, Hunter has admitted to putting Daddy Joe on the phone with business associates.
Well,
and inviting Daddy Joe to stop by his business lunches.
And, the crazy thing is that he also admitted that he sent a text to a Chinese person saying, if I don't get this $1 million, things are going to happen. Or was it 10 million? Anyway, in the court, he said he had sent the message to the wrong Chinese guy. But amazing, the guy had the routing number and sent the money to Hunter's account. I wish I was that lucky that I could send a threatening, do you know who my dad is?
That's
I wish I could be that lucky. I'm just not that lucky for whatever reason. I am not that lucky. Yeah, and the bigger question is, how did he get the account number and routing number if it was the wrong person? That's the bigger question. Nobody asked that question. Morning show this morning being brought to you by Twin Wells Fuel Station, right off of 128 on Buck Jackson Road. Turn on Buck Jackson Road, go down 2.78 miles. If you're on 128 this morning, you need fuel, visit the Twin Wells Fuel Station. They're open to the public. They sell unleaded, green diesel, red diesel, DEF value. Whole place is covered. So if you're going to be filling up this afternoon when we have a chance of rain or tonight, not a problem. There's a covered area. They accept all credit cards, debit cards, and fleet cards right off of 128 on Buck Jackson Road. All right, to what's going to happen today with Donald Trump not being able to pay his bond. You know, it kind of gets me that Letitia James, the way she gloats that she's going to take over Trump Towers. I have never seen an attorney general act like this. I have never seen an attorney general run and say that she's going to put Donald Trump behind bars. It's kind of hard to put somebody behind bars when it's a civil trial, but I think what's happening today is pretty bad when it comes to, and look, they can do it to him, they can do it to us. Well, anybody that thinks a little different, they can do to the same thing to them.
Well, and there's a lot of people who are wealthy who are actually coming out on Trump's side on this.
Yeah.
Like even Mark Cuban, who is an anti-Trump person.
Yes.
Yeah, he is.
He said, you guys don't understand the way this works. He was talking to one of the California representatives. I forget which one. But
Ted Lieu.
Yes.
He was talking to Ted Lieu.
Because Ted Lieu was saying that Trump's lying about his
wealth.
And Mark Cuban is like, you don't understand how wealth works. You know, you're saying it doesn't matter how much cash we have in the bank, it's net worth. And as a matter of fact, if you have a lot of cash just sitting in the bank, you're an idiot. Because right now, with a zero interest, why would you have your money just sitting around?
Right.
You know, and Trump's net worth is tied up a lot in real estate. That's why they went after it. And
that's part of the problem.
And no one will loan on that.
They went after him, and it wasn't him that borrowed the money. It was the corporation that borrowed the money.
Right. And
he's not borrowing the money himself personally.
No. And the banks valued everything down before they made the loans that Trump paid off with interest.
So why do people incorporate?
So they are protected personally.
There you go.
And, all these Democrats are saying, well, Trump can't get loans. Like even the president was laughing that Trump can't get a loan to cover that, $400 million thing. But commercial property right now is on a
tank.
Yeah, and it's on a precipice, and it's all the forecasters.
And Judge Janine talks about that. Here's cut number one. She's talking about Trump's bond. Here's cut number one.
It's more than $454 million. It's 120% of that. That is almost $500 million in cash. Give me a break. And I'll tell you why they don't want to take a risk and give them that money. The reason they don't want to take a risk and do that is because this market, this real estate market in New York is very, very vulnerable. Nobody knows what the valuations are worth anymore. New York is now a crime-ridden city. There is crime all over, immigrants all over. They're about to go bankrupt because of the immigrants.
So that's why nobody wants to give him a loan on property in New York City. So basically, you're cutting off your nose to spite your face. She continued about Trump maybe appealing in federal court.
No private company has ever been faced with this kind of money that they had to put up in order to appeal. Everybody understand this is just so he can appeal. If he doesn't come up with $500 million in cash, he can't appeal the case, which on Eighth Amendment grounds of the Constitution is an excessive fine by anyone's analysis. And finally, the thing, and I heard this today, is maybe it's time for him to go to federal court on this Eighth Amendment claim so that he gets some kind of repose or something that gives him a chance to hold on for a minute.
So, Tom, what did Janine do before she became a Fox host?
She was a federal judge, I believe.
Yeah, well, and so she kind of knows what she's talking about.
Yes, she does.
And legal scholar and one of the top investors. This guy, they were going to invest, was it $3 billion into a data facility in New York. Kevin O'Leary has said, we're not moving there. We're not moving there because of the political environment. He goes on to talk about Trump and this bond.
But more importantly, the message about the American brand. You think about America, the reason this is the #1 economy on earth is that we have laws and we have due process and we have property rights. It attracts foreign capital from all around the world. All of that is being shaken to the core here. The concept of seizing assets in 30 days on a bond number that's never been issued. No insurance bond company's ever issued anything near this, so there was no chance it was going to happen. And only giving 30 days notice and time, that's a really bad message. And I think New Yorkers should think well past Trump.
So the brand is being destroyed at the same time. This is a guy that invests billions of dollars into cities to bring businesses and industries into cities.
Right.
Just a thought.
He said it's an attack on America.
Yeah. It's an attack on the best brand that has ever existed, America. Unbelievable. I got 2 more cuts to get to. Let's do the thought for the day this morning. Being brought to you by Wakefield Oil, 35 years serving southeast New Mexico. Wakefield Oil, they've got it covered. If you're on-road, off-road, you need oil and gas products. They've got you covered. Diesel, DEF value, they've got you covered. Need unleaded or interstate batteries, not a problem. WakefieldOil.com for more information. Follow them on Facebook. Thought for the day in memory of Mr. Wendell Wakefield. Thought for the day is 1/2 inch. Doesn't seem like much until you sit down on the toilet seat with the seat up. It is my thought for the day. 3 minutes away from 7 o'clock. It is a Wednesday hump day. Stockdale. You know where Stockdale, Texas is, Tom?
No, I don't. Sure don't.
So Stockdale, Texas, if I am not mistaken, is up there by San Antonio.
Okay.
East of San Antonio. But somebody from Stockdale claims a $17.5 million lottery ticket that was sold in Odessa at Heifer's convenience store. By the way, the drawing was on March 9th. Stockdale resident bought the ticket, the cash option, and was chosen to as the winning ticket. So before taxes, after taxes, it's $10 million.
Nice.
So it was 17.5, $10 million. They take home $10 million. By the way, the claimant remains anonymous. He does not want the ex-wife to find out that he won all that money.
And yes, Stockdale is part of the San Antonio metro area.
Yeah, it's right. It's right there. Is it Comfort? Comfort, Stockdale.
Comfort. Yeah, it's in Wilson County.
Yeah, I think it's right there.
Honey, I really love you. I want to go back to you.
What was that?
Well, the ex-wife probably wants to go back with him now.
How do you know it's a him, Tom?
Or her, whatever.
I think I'm dealing with a 12-year-old. Morning show this morning being brought to you by Zia Guns, 1907 North Main in Roswell. Over 1,000 firearms in stock, handguns, rifles, shotguns. They've got them all. Trade in the trade up today. And ladies, if you've been thinking about getting personal protection items, get it today at Zia Guns. They have lethal and non-lethal personal protection. Lots of ammo. They can tune up your bow. Get in there and talk to them. Zia Guns, 1907 North Main in Roswell. They're closed on Saturday, but they are always open on Sunday. It is 6:59. Tom on the text, and I got 2 more cuts, one about reparations, and I did the Dr. Phil cut, so we're good there. Tom A.
Adam from Artesia. Out of the million background checks, how many of those are illegal immigrants? 0 still buying guns. Asked Adam.
Well, like we said yesterday, the court, which that's going to be reversed. I'm very confident that that's going to be overturned. But it is illegal for an illegal to legally buy a weapon. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And it is illegal for a legal alien to buy a weapon in the United States. You have to be, number one, a U.S. citizen or a green card holder.
Yes.
So the whole idea that they have the right to carry, it's just ludicrous. And there should be things that even legal residents don't have rights because they're not citizens yet.
Right.
Yeah, but to the
And
far left,
there's no problem with that.
to the far left, they're okay with illegal aliens owning weapons, but law-abiding citizens cannot.
Oh, that's a problem. That's definitely a problem. All right, Tom in the text.
John from Eunice. Good morning, guys. Sounding better day today, Blake, says John. And guys, not only will Tom not say a few choice words, but he can't say a lot of ordinary words either. That's John from Eunice chiming in this morning. Come on, dude.
Thank you, John.
Yeah. And by the way, Smokey in Arizona be saying, good morning, guys. I would love to wish my sister a very happy birthday. Well, happy birthday to your sister, Smokey.
Hey, Smokey, we have something in common. Sisters with birthdays today.
By the way, my brother and his wife celebrated their 6th anniversary today, too. So, since we're on
Much longer than 92 days.
We were doing
Much
birthdays,
longer.
because that's good.
Yeah.
All right, on the way, we're going to talk about Kermit High School using AI. We'll talk about that. Defendants in the Trump, Georgia case seek a review of the judge's decision not to disqualify Fani Willis. Grid operators warn that the deep blue states, their plans for wind and solar, we got some fatal ends to that. And the D.C. Attorney General dropped charges against this person that they should have dropped charges against. Thank you for doing the right thing. Donald Trump takes a double-digit lead over Joe Biden when it comes to independence. I'll give you that. And Biden wanders off the stage at the Arizona campaign event.
Wow.
Oh, is that ice cream? No, it wasn't ice cream. I'm going to get to that coming up in just a second. Morning show this morning being brought to you by Rig Outfitters and the Home Store. Find them in the Broadmoor Mall. Extensive collection of FR jeans and coveralls. Anything to work in the patch, steel-toe boots, they've got you there. Safety gear. Looking for work boots? They have work boots for $99. Check out the $99 work boots. There's a section for the $99 work boots. And while you're there, check out furniture, appliances, electronics. They've got it all with zero down financing. Next door, right next door, is Scrub Outfitters. They have the huge selection, largest selection of medical scrubs in 100 miles. Healing Hands, Metcouture, Peaches, Dickies, and others. Compression socks, a huge selection of compression socks. You'll be able to find all the colors to match your scrubs, all designs, and they do have comfy shoes too. Scrub Outfitters, Rig Outfitters, find them in the Broadmoor Mall. Sunny skies for most of the day. They're saying rain between 3 and 4, but other than that, partly sunny at 73. 10% chance of rain late tonight, 46 the overnight low, sunny tomorrow and 71, and looking good through the weekend. We're going to keep you updated with everything going on. Let's check in, find out what's going on with news being brought to you by David Trujillo. He's running for County Commissioner, District 1 in Lee County. He's a Republican. He's also a veteran. Desert Storm Army veteran, 15 years in service. He's worked in the oil field for more than 17 years. And so to say that he supports the oil and gas industry, it's his livelihood. It's his livelihood. And for the past 20 years, he's worked as city commissioner, mayor or mayor pro tem for Lovington. So he understands the budgets. He understands personnel. He also understands how to deal with the state when it comes to the way they dole out money for capital improvements. He was instrumental in getting that $21 million Main Street project that continues to go on today. If you need more information, David Trujillo, he is on Facebook. Joe, go check him out. Registered Republican running for Lee County Commissioner, District 1. Message paid for by David Trujillo. 705 KWMW, Mount Jamora 105.1 FM. Getting updated with news, but first, let's qualify you for the trip we're giving away to Disney.
Call in and win.
Hey, everybody, it's me, Mickey Mouse. We're going to Disney World.
News brought to you by Stone Oil. Job done right every time since 2004.
Proudly serving most phases of the oil field process, Stone Oilfield Services has a fleet of over 60 trucks and a workforce of over 100 employees. From water transport to kill and vac truck operations, flowback services and pit filling to the clean out of rigs and tanks, as well as oiling and acidizing, Stone Oilfield believes in getting the job done right every time. Their central motto, do what you say you can do. Call them today at 575-396-1840. That's 396-1840.
MTD Radio News, I'm Joe Miller. Licensed healthcare professionals in New Mexico can apply for a loan repayment program offered by the New Mexico Higher Education Department. Deadline to apply is May 1st at 5 o'clock. The program offers loan repayment help for qualifying workers who commit to at least 3 years of working in a designated medical shortage area in New Mexico. This year, the program received over $14 million in funding to help workers repay loans. To access funding, workers have to apply for the competitive program. Workers must meet certain qualifications, such as working in an eligible occupation or under an eligible healthcare license. The program extends eligibility to more than 25 different occupations. A proposal by PNM that could raise electricity bills headed to the New Mexico Supreme Court. Earlier this year, the Public Regulation Commission rejecting a proposed rate hike by PNM. Instead, the commission approved a smaller rate hike. PNM filed an appeal with the state Supreme Court to challenge the decision. A hearing for the case has not yet been scheduled. Substantial students, population growth, and concerns about outdated high school facilities have Carlsbad Municipal Schools officials asking citizens to say yes to a $300 million bond issue. Dr. Jerry Washburn, superintendent of Carlsbad Municipal Schools, shared data at 2 community presentations which showed an anticipated student enrollment growth over the next 3 years, growth likely driven by a fossil fuels industry boom in Carlsbad and Eddy County. Success of the same industry, according to Ward 3 Carlsbad City Councilor Carla Niemeyer, provided opportunity to seek the bond and place students in well-paying jobs. Washburn says $216 million of the general obligation funds, if approved by voters, would be designated for construction of new facilities on the high school campus at 3000 West Church Street. Washburn said $84 million would be used to rebuild and renovate PR Leyva as the middle school at its capacity now with 838 students. And that's what's happening. I'm Joe Miller, MTD Radio News.
Imagine that perfect home, designed it in your mind. At Destiny Real Estate, it's dreams that we provide. We buy or sell residential ranches, lots and more. Call Rhonda Burns at Destiny and let her tell you more.
If you're looking to rent, please join our website at www.destinyluxuryrental.com. I've got everything from a little 2-bedroom all the way up to a 10,000 square foot home with an indoor swimming pool. Again, that's destinyluxuryrental.com. And I'm needing some more homes. If you wanted to make a little extra income, just give me a call. Rhonda Burns, 575-257-3000. At Destiny Real Estate, our business is built on dreams and imagination. Telephone 575-257-3000.
Call Rhonda Burns at Destiny and let her tell you more. Call Rhonda Burns at Destiny and let her tell you more.
Friday, April the 19th, the Castro Activity Center, home of Thunderbirds basketball on the New Mexico Junior College campus, with the first ever concert spectacular, Caldwell Entertainment featuring the hits of the Eagles, the Doobie Brothers, Fleetwood Mac, and Whitney Houston. Then we switch gears for Fearless, the NMJC touring ensemble performing top 40 hits like Post Malone, Jelly Roll, a 90s throwback tribute, and much more. It's completely free to the public. It starts at 7 p.m. on Friday, April the 19th at the Castro Activity Center on NMJC campus.
This is Danny Kirkendall at Guy Chevrolet Company in Artesia.
We have the best news to share with you this month. It's been a long time coming, and we couldn't be more excited. This month, and this month only, you get 1.9% APR for 72 months on all 2024 Chevy Silverado half-tons and select 2024 GMC Sierra half-tons. 1.9 for 72 months, all at the same time. And it's on the trucks that you want. So hurry in today to Guy Chevrolet Company on the corner of 1st and Main in Artesia and at GuyChevy.com.
Proudly serving the Permian Basin for over 10 years, Battle Energy Services says good luck to the Lovington Wildcats. With locations in Lovington, New Mexico, and Midland, Texas, Battle Energy is your source for BOP, nipple up, and testing services. Also offering Safeland USA and H2S oilfield safety classes every Friday. 5 generations of Lovington Wildcats are behind the family and team at Battle Energy Services. Call 575-942-9472. That's 575-942-9472. Go Wildcats.
Carlsbad, get ready as 505 Productions is back with their huge gun and knife show at the Walter Gerald's Performing Arts Center, 4012 National Parks Highway this weekend. Starting Friday, March 22nd from 4 to 8 p.m., Saturday, March 23rd from 9 to 5, and Sunday, March 24th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Over 170 tables to shop with guns, knives, ammo, scopes, and other gun accessories, jewelry, hides, gold and silver, plenty of 2A shirts and merch, and much more. Admission is just $7 per day or $10 for the weekend. Kids under 12 are free. Don't miss the 505 Productions Gun Show this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at the Walter Gerald's Performing Arts Center on National Parks Highway in Carlsbad.
It's showtime, y'all. You love him and I love him. Put your hands together.
Be in the Breakfast Club, powered by Carlsbad Chevy and broadcasting from the Inn of the Mountain God studio.
And I'm going to mispronounce. I'm not going to even try.
Be in the Breakfast Club.
The world is constantly changing.
I have never seen this before.
Breaking news. This just in.
What's happening? What's happening? Your place for news remains the same.
712, we are W105. Chance of rain today. Most of that coming between 3 and 4 this afternoon. Also rain late tonight. 73 all day today, mostly sunny skies, except, of course, when it's raining. 46 tonight and 71 tomorrow, looking good for the pretty much the entire weekend. Friday, we're going to get close to 80. Quick look at the weather being brought to you by All American Cleaners. You can find them in Roswell, Artesia, Carlsbad, Lovington, Hobbs, and online at allamericancleaners.net. Check them out today. Wash, dry, and fold your clothes. 17 pounds for $16.99. They can also dry clean your clothes, keep you looking good. All American Cleaners. 713, blacks in Chicago. Talking about reparations. But, Blake, here's the deal. I think I can finally get behind reparations.
Okay.
I think I can find. I mean, I've been dead set against it, but I think the way this guy said it, I think I can get behind it. Here's what they had to say.
The bloodbath, really? I'm going to say one word: reparations. Who ends up paying for it? Let me ask, just as a community.
I can tell you that. I feel that the Democratic Party should pay reparations to blacks because it was in the 1800s when the Republicans, which was known as abolitionists, separated from the Dixiecrats because they did not want to continue slavery. So after the abolitionists helped black people become Republicans and they changed their name, black people were able to own businesses. They was able to create the Black Wall Street, Rosewood. Mm-hmm. They were the most wealthiest communities in the United States. And so it was the Democratic Party who created the Ku Klux Klan. And the Klan were the ones who hated the blacks for creating Black Wall Street, and that's why they dropped the bomb on Black Wall Street.
Put this guy as a professor at predominantly black universities. In fact, put him on the circuit.
Yep.
Because he knows the truth.
Right. And
he knows the truth.
More and more, the truth is coming out. And
you ask people about who was what party invented the KKK? They'll who freed the slaves?
Yeah, Republicans freed the slaves.
Yep. That information needs to get out. Coming up, I got the Democratic playbook. I'm going to play that coming up in just a second. 7 15. Tom A. back in the studio. He's huffing and puffing. I had to walk.
That's exercise.
That's about 20 steps. I'll give you 25.
Oh, an extra 5. Okay.
Yeah, I'll give you 25 steps. Yeah.
I'll go step it out on the next break.
Yeah, please do, Blake, because it can't be more than 50. I might be wrong, but I don't think it's 50. According to a new survey, 3 in 5 Americans agree that working 9 to 5 on weekdays is outdated, and many people think that they should be working like 2 to 5.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, 2 to 5 suits their lifestyle much better. Yeah, because they say they can't. In fact, let me just work from home because I can't stand commuting. I hate spending extra money, and I really don't want to put pants on. Okay? So let me just do the job at home. New survey also finds that 80% of Pittsburgh businesses are complying with the city's plastic bag ban, mainly because the city has the Steelers, the Penguins, and the Pirates, and they were used to putting the paper bags over their heads. And so plastic, they just went along with the plastic. And until you stop making everything and packaging everything in plastic, Blake, you think the paper bags,
Well, I don't think it's the issue that they say it is, because everything they're putting in the plastic bag is wrapped in plastic.
Yeah, that's the point.
That being said, back in the day, remember when ice cream came in the square?
Yes.
Yes.
At grocery stores, if you had somebody who knew how to bag, they would put that square ice cream block in a paper bag, roll down that paper bag around it, and then put it in another paper bag.
Right.
And your ice cream was still frozen when it got home.
Yeah. They do something interesting in the Philippines because they've gone away from plastic. And they put a piece of cardboard inside, pre-cut cardboard that somebody cuts. Somebody's in the back with a razor knife, just cutting pieces of plastic, cardboard that goes in the bottom. And so that way it soaks the cardboard and not in. But they've also rolled out these new bags that aren't made of plastic and they're not made of paper. And it's like a cloth material, and you can reuse them, but you can also throw them away they're very thin. It's a very thin. I don't know what material it is, but I like those better than the paper.
Is it kind of like a burlap? No, it's kind of like that stuff that it's not Tyvek, but it's something similar.
Right. I don't know what it is. I think there's actually some nylon in it to a certain degree. You know how they do those mixed blends. So I would rather have a bag like that.
Right.
And I've gotten to the point where I just bring my own bags. And they put everything in boxes most of the time anyway. Yeah. Looks like Aaron Taylor Johnson. I have no idea who Aaron Taylor Johnson is. He's a British actor. Supposedly has been offered the James Bond role, taking over from Daniel Craig. Aaron Taylor Johnson, if you want to check that out. And now a closer look at the photo of the late Queen with all her grandchildren taken by Kate Middleton shows that it has been digitally altered. Look.
Doctored, okay.
Any pictures that are on your phone, it is so easy to put a filter on those pictures. And it is going to change, so that would be digitally altered. Yes, it would. And for those keeping score, Travis Kelce spent $8 million while dating Taylor Swift. $8 million bucks.
On what?
So far?
I have no idea. Flying all over the place.
Aren't they still going out?
Yeah.
Let's get on her plane or something.
Can't she reimburse him? Tickets are like $2,600 per ticket. Looks like AI is coming to Kermit High School that will detect weapons and alarm staff and police quickly. I think this might be the same system It's called the Angel Protection System.
I think
is that the same system at Hobbs?
I think it's very similar. They call it Eagle Eyes.
There you go.
In Hobbs, but I think it's very similar.
So that system is coming, the first in the Permian Basin of Texas. Other systems are looking to, Kermit was the first. Monahans and Ector County Administration Building is also going to look like they're going to put this system in, and it would detect a weapon and alarm the staff and police.
Well,
now, haven't we had
the way that works
in Hobbs? Hasn't there been a case where it mistakenly alerted the police?
Sort of. Okay. The way it works is it identifies potentially a firearm, and then it goes to a real person who reviews the data and then alerts school officials and police.
Gotcha. Wow.
So it's not where the AI just calls the police.
Right.
There is an actual person.
That will make that determination.
Right.
B, we got a phone call this morning. Good morning. You are.
All right, let's go to the phone.
You're on B of the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Who's this?
It's Mad Dog.
Mad Dog.
Mad Dog, what's going on?
I just want to rub it in on y'all a little bit more. I'm down here at the lake again. Just got through launching the boat. But anyway, I got a couple of things. One of them was I just heard Beyonce. She made a statement that she hopes in the future that the color of someone's skin won't play any bearing on, how people get treated, with like their music. And I'm thinking to myself, if she wasn't who she was and she wasn't black, do you really believe that she would have been that song? Because I finally heard it, and you're right. There ain't nothing special about it.
No. I mean, Beyonce's country song
is because of her color.
Yeah, and no doubt it's because it's more because of her status. It's more, it's about who her husband is, and he's one of the richest executives in music, and she couldn't beat Taylor Swift, so now she's going to go into another genre, and it's just terrible.
It's what I like to call a flim flam. That's what it was.
Flim flam. There you go.
Anyway, while we launched the boat, and me and my brother were here last week, and the lake has come up 6 inches since we were here last week. But we launched the boat, and they had tied off, caution tape to keep you from going on and using the loading dock to get into the boat. Well, we ignored it, because we're all old and crippled, and we just kind of stepped over that tape. Got in the boat. Well, right when a lady pulls up, and she says, "We've got that dock closed," and I'm like, "Well, we won't use it again." I just kind of said, blew her off. But
thank you, Karen.
We won't use it. She said a man face planted last week. He stepped in there and he planted. So everybody, you get punished because somebody else does something stupid and hurts themselves, and then, like I said, the lake is actually up about 6 inches from what it was last week, but it was okay then. But when somebody falls, boy, the world is falling, and like I said, lawyers have caused a lot of it.
That's what you call the reaction.
Yeah,
that's the way America operates nowadays. React.
Yep.
We react to stuff and change everybody else.
And the last thing that I want to say is, Chuck Schumer has got some gall to get on and say that the Israeli people need to reelect someone besides Benjamin Netanyahu. For an American politician to tell the Israelis how they need to run their country, you talk about a freaking joke.
It's election interference.
And Keith Olbermann can get on there and say, yeah, we could only hope that Donald Trump would be assassinated. If that happened to some of these other presidents, the FBI would probably be knocking on their freaking door.
Yeah, no doubt.
Anyway,
no doubt.
Well,
Appreciate you, Mad Dog.
Have a great day. We're going to have a good day fishing, so y'all keep it up. We appreciate what you're doing.
All right, I got the Democratic plan coming up. Defendants in the Trump Georgia case seek to review the judge's decision not to disqualify Fonnie Willis. Now, how can you not disqualify Fonnie Willis knowing exactly what happened with her and Nathan Wade? The judge, Scott McPhee, ruled on Friday that Willis would stay on the case against Donald Trump. That case has been tainted now.
Well, the way that happens is the judge is compromised.
No, the judge is definitely compromised. No doubt. And every one of these cases, no doubt about it, will go to appeal. Every one of them. Nuts. Speaking of crazy situations, independent system operator in New England is warning that batteries that are being pushed by blue states and regions to prepare the grid for an increase of solar and wind generation, saying that they are going to have significant trouble recharging batteries in low temperature. New England, it gets kind of cold there, right?
A little bit.
So this guy is an independent that has come out, and, that's his job. And he said, every one of these facilities and blue states, you're trying to change your grid. It is not going to work. Guess what? They're still not listening. They are still not listening. It's like New Mexico. When we had that cold weather, remember when the freeze
2 years ago,
took place in Texas? If it wouldn't be for that coal power plant, we would have been freezing too.
We'd be in the ice age still.
We would be freezing.
Mm-hmm.
We would be in the ice age still.
Yeah, just let that go.
Wow. But the point is that, they think it's going to work. It's not going to work.
Well,
it's been proven
like
time and time again.
All of their plans, it's hopes and wishes and dreams versus reality.
Right.
Yeah, pixie dust. It's awesome. Good story, D.C. Attorney General. Thank you, the Attorney General of D.C., Brian Schwab, Democrat, but did the right thing. All charges against the father that stood up during the State of the Union and yelled. Steve Niku disrupted Congress. He was charged. The D.C. Attorney General has dropped all charges against him. Thank you. He suffered enough. No doubt. And by the way, he did apologize. He said, the Holy Spirit just called him to stand up and scream.
Wow.
He had been waiting for his son's name and everybody that was part of that Abiegate for them to be discussed. It's been 2 years. He got tired of waiting. I get it. All right, we're going to talk about Donald Trump.
Joe Biden wasn't really there to do a State of the Union speech. That was a political stump speech. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, we're going to talk about Donald Trump, double-digit lead. We'll get to that in just a second. Morning show being brought to you by Butcher Block Meat Market, one of the meat packs you can get. Ribeye steaks, 2 pounds. By the way, this is meat pack number 3, $129.99. 2 pounds of ribeye, T-bone steaks, 3 pounds, New York strips, 3 pounds, top sirloin, 4 pounds, and lean patties, 3 pounds. You can get it today for $129.99 at the Butcher Block. Right now, they're serving up breakfast burritos and breakfast platters. Get in there for the biscuits and gravy. Also pancakes, and if you like hash browns and eggs and bacon and toast, they've got you covered. And, of course, they do the daily lunch special every day. Go to Facebook, like them on Facebook so you can find out what the daily lunch special is. And, of course, you can always call in your meat order or any of your orders for food, 575-739-7778. Like them on Facebook. And the Butcher Block Meat Market and Grill, check them out, 1422 South Main in Lovington. If you're getting hungry, get in there today. Tom on the text.
All right, Cactus from Carlsbad. There's a wreck on the corner of Derrick Road and 285. There's sheriff's deputies everywhere. Doesn't look bad, but it's definitely a fender bender, and it's backing up traffic just a little bit. So people need to be cautious driving down 285 towards Loving. I did text Matt Hutchinson with Eddy County Sheriff's Office. He said, Tom, there was a minor crash, but no injuries. So that's the good news. And this report being brought to you by
Luke Ragsdale, RagsdaleLawFirm.com, 7:30, Tom on the text.
The U.S. drops, says the text. The U.S. slipped out of the top 20 countries for the first time since that report began publishing in 2012. Now, the ranking is based on the 3-year average of people's reported quality of life. Oh, imagine that, says the...
Well, let's get this right. So we fall out of the top 20.
Yep.
Our IQ also falls out of the top 20. And the third is Moody's downgrades us to a B- credit rating. All three things have happened since Joe Biden has taken office. Coincidence? No way. Tom?
All right. You can't have paper bags, according to the text. They want the logging industry. They don't want the logging industry either, Kevin. And guys, this is John from Eunice this morning. If you believe Biden's crime stats, you believe he actually got 81 million votes too. Now, the FBI is just a left-wing tool these days. They're just trying to back up NUTS claims that we are safer now than ever before. I call it BS on that, says
Nuts, Tom.
Judge.
Nuts.
It's nuts.
Yeah.
Nuts.
You know,
bad
like
word.
Peanuts and almonds.
Peanuts.
Pecans. Nuts.
Nuts.
You don't eat peanuts or almonds?
No.
Nuts.
Do you eat peanuts?
Nuts.
They've been a while.
Nuts.
If you wanted peanuts, what would you ask for?
Payday.
No, if you wanted a peanut, like an actual peanut,
Uh-huh.
what would you ask for? If you went to the store and said you wanted peanuts,
yeah, I would say,
what would you ask them for?
I want a banana.
Give it up, Blake. Just give it up. All right, Democratic plan. Let me get to the Democratic plan. I found this today, and it was spot on. It is a little long. It's over a minute. I try to keep all the cuts under a minute. This is over a minute, but it's so good because it lays out the Democratic plan. And here it is. Listen carefully to the Democratic plan.
The Democrat open borders plan to entrench single-party rule, explained in under 2 minutes. 1. Flood the country with untold millions of illegals by land, sea, and air from all over the world, enough to eclipse the populations of 36 individual U.S. states so far. 2. Prioritize the needs of these millions of non-citizens over the needs of the American citizen, with free flights, buses, hotels, meals, and phones, ensuring their loyalty to the political party that imported them. 3. Keep them in the country at all costs, even when they commit violent crime like murder and rape. Tack the language used to describe the criminals, as opposed to the criminals themselves. Slander critics as racist. 4. Ensure their privileges are made irrevocable with city and state sanctuary laws that act as population magnets. Codify permanent status and ensure non-cooperation with ICE. 5. Count the non-citizens in the census that will determine congressional apportionment in the House of Representatives. As of now, that would equal 13 extra congressional districts, a tremendous amount of electoral power. 6. Wage a massive, heavily funded lawfare campaign to change state voting laws that legalize mass mail-in ballots, no signature verification, and no proof of citizenship requirements, making it nearly impossible to prove voter fraud. 7. Lock in the permanent voting majority with campaign promises of lavish benefits and permanent privileges, enshrining generational fealty to the Democrat Party. 8. Win elections. 9. Entrenched single-party rule has been achieved. The best part? Your tax dollars are paying for it.
Democratic plan. Blake, you think that was spot on?
Yes.
I think it was spot on, but I heard it. I went, oh, that is definitely the plan. Whew. That's definitely the plan. Looks like Biden talking about how he got involved in politics. I'm going to get to that coming up in just a second. Donald Trump takes a double-digit lead when it comes to independents over Joe Biden. Will that be the deciding factor? Double-digit lead among independents. I think independents will decide this next election. That word independent, Tom. Yes, I know sometimes it triggers you. Biden awkwardly wanders off the stage at a campaign event in Arizona. You're not going to believe what got his attention. A baby.
Of course.
He spotted a baby and wandered into the crowd.
Yeah, he just couldn't resist.
No, he definitely could not resist. Now, he was there, and he also said that Cesar Chavez's granddaughter works for his campaign. He said part of the reason he got into politics, you're not going to believe this, is because of Cesar Chavez.
Really?
That he went to Delaware, and that's why he got into politics. That's why Biden got into politics.
Because of Chavez.
Because of Cesar Chavez.
Yeah, well, there's been other things that he said that, of course, he's pandering for Latinos, but here's other reasons why he got into politics. He can't keep a story straight.
Try to remember what it was that first got you involved in politics to begin with. I remember for me what it was.
I got involved in politics for two reasons, only two, at the front end of my career. Civil rights and the environment. Voting rights. Voting rights. Voting rights. That's how I got involved in politics. We ended that damn war. That's why I ran the Vietnam War. That's what got me involved in politics in the first place, thing called redlining. I got involved in politics because of the poor and the disadvantaged. I got involved to try to stop the construction of that highway, which I did. That's what got me involved. I quit the law firm and asked for a job to become a public defender. That's what sort of got me involved in politics.
Oh, it just changes. I mean, if it depends.
Wherever he's at, that's what got him into politics.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely changes.
Well, I mean, there is a proven liar in this race.
Oh, yeah.
There is a proven
doubt.
liar, and his name is Joe Biden.
Joe Biden slurring his words, talking about, look here, farks. Wait, that's supposed to be folks.
Look for it. The fact is...
hold up, I'll play it again.
Look for it. The fact is that I shouldn't probably get started on it, but because I promised I'd be brief. I don't want to say hello to every one of you, but look, this election is not a referendum on me. It's an election between me and a guy named Trump.
It's not a what about you?
Election.
No, I think he was trying to say referendum on him. Yeah. So Biden continues to lie, but at the same time, he really needs the Hispanic vote. So he says stupid things like this.
When I get criticism some places for having such a strong interest in Latino voters and Latino Americans, people here in the country.
By the way, I've always thought that he really didn't have that much of an interest in Latinos.
I don't think so.
He was always kissing the ass of black folks. That's a true story. That's exactly I was like, he never talks about Latinos, but he continues.
I point out to them, I said, imagine when you have 28% of all the students in public school are Latino, and nationwide. Anybody who doesn't pay attention is really stupid.
Anybody that doesn't pay attention is really we agree. We agree. All right, I got an interesting cut from Denzel Washington. We'll get to that in just a second. Our number 877-396-W105, 739. Be on the Breakfast Club morning show being brought to you by Janko Janitorial. And they're in Artesia right there on West Main. You can visit them there. Or you can go to the website, jankojanitorial.com. Full-service janitorial company, commercial, industrial, oil-field cleaning. They can do it all. They specialize in window cleaning, office cleaning, floor stripping, and waxing. If you need them to go out to an industrial site, they can handle that. Or if you need them to go out to an oil-field location, they can take care of all of that. They also have a huge selection of commercial-grade cleaning supplies. So if you need cleaning supplies, get in touch with Amber today, 575-703-1869. Janko, janitorial.com. Tom in the text.
You know, if they want to ban plastic bags at grocery stores, they better expect to be missing the shopping buggy, because I will load the entire thing in the truck and go home. Making that point this morning. And you know what? Start a GoFundMe to pay Trump's bond. I would be willingly give $1 just to piss the Democrats off, says the...
Well, the problem with that, $400 million.
I think he could raise it. Don't you be?
Continue, Tom.
I guess he doesn't think so. Hey, don't call the police on those criminals. Just drag them out to the curb and let the truck bury them. The trash truck bury them, says this particular text. Hey.
All right, Tom, how much money did Donald Trump raise last month for his campaign?
I don't know, what, 18, 20 million?
But you think we can raise 300 and 400 million?
Well, yeah, that ain't nothing. I mean, it's a drop in the bucket. You really think about it.
Okay. I'm glad you feel that way. 741. Biden's top intelligence agency says cross-dressing men are better intelligence officers. Well, Hoover thought that, right?
Sure.
So the Central Intelligence Agency, agents at the Central Intelligence Agency, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, and the intelligence community believe that men that dress up like women make better intelligence officers. This was sent out in an internal document that was obtained by the Daily Wire. The Office of Director of International or National Intelligence sent out an internal newsletter called The Dive. It was obtained by the Daily Wire through the Freedom of Information Act, and in it, he said that cross-dressing men make better intelligence agencies.
Okay.
This is where our country is going. Cross-dressing men. You wonder why we have people like Rachel Levine, or should I say Richard Levine. We wonder why we have all these people that are now part of Joe Biden because they believe that they're better. They make better intelligence officers. Cross-dressing men. One person killed in a police shooting in northeast Albuquerque. Albuquerque Police Department said that it happened on Bett Street. Albuquerque Police Chief Harold Medina said it happened about 2:45 yesterday afternoon. One woman fled in a vehicle after officers approached, while another woman stayed inside the car and was arrested. Officers say the woman fled into a nearby neighborhood. They searched for her for 2 hours. She had been seen on the roof of the home. Eventually, a canine did locate her in a shed in the backyard. This is an ongoing investigation, according to the Albuquerque Police Department. And Donald Trump, back candidate, wins the Ohio Senate primary yesterday, and now he takes on the Democrat. Bernie Moreno won the Ohio State Senate primary yesterday and will go on to face the incumbent, who is currently the Secretary of State in Ohio. 877-396-W105. Tom on the text.
All right. Hey, Tom, how much would you give Trump to pay towards his lawsuit? I pitch in $50. Times that by how many voters did he get last election?
That's a lie.
80 million.
First of all, you ain't giving nobody $50.
If he's
Tom,
American,
first of all, he got over 80. He got 81 million people.
Right. Each one of them sent $50. Hey, that's 430 million. There you go. Blake's doing the math. Jody from Lovington. I seen a video where you can walk up to a voting machine and within 2 minutes have administration access with no codes. Jody from Lovington is sounding off this morning. This is the Mad Dog said, don't call anymore. Just shut up. and fish. Says Tex. Okay. B?
All right, 15 minutes away from 8 o'clock. We're going to get you updated with everything going on. News, the national anthem, the pledge, and more. I got to get to taking out the trash. I got sad news when it comes to New York. D.A. Bragg pushing that case against Daniel Penny. Tom, you remember Daniel Penny?
Yes, he was a veteran who took down that thief in the New York subway, right?
So they have nothing better to do in New York. And Whoopi Goldberg admits that she has been using Mounjaro to slim down. How much weight do you think Whoopi Goldberg?
She's got to at least be 420.
No, she's over 300 pounds.
You big girl.
Yeah, Whoopi revealed that she is on Mounjaro, and to help her shed some pounds, as she got over 300 pounds.
She's over 4.
That's what I'm thinking.
If
big.
she said she's 300, she's
she's
over 4. Yeah.
Wow. She's big. She's very big. Now, there are side effects that come with using that drug.
Yes, I have one of my reporters that's taken that, and he's lost a lot of weight.
Doesn't it make you gassy?
I don't know if that. I haven't noticed that being a side effect.
I thought that was one of the side effects I read about.
It could be. There are side effects.
Yeah.
And
so, Tom, are you on Mounjaro?
No, I am not a crop duster.
Oh, okay.
It has nothing to do with that. Oh. He asked if you were on it. And I can tell you, Tom has not lost weight, so he is not on it.
Oh, okay.
And actually, it's not a weight loss drug. It's actually a diabetic drug.
Is it really?
Yes. Yep. All right, let's get to Taking Out Trash. Taking Out Trash being brought to you by Trash Eaters, 575-390-4549, trash-eaters.com. They do residential trash pickup. Give them a call, 575-390-4549 or trash-eaters.com on the web. They also like to remind you the Lovington Animal Shelter needs volunteers and monetary donations. Please donate today. Call them if you'd like to volunteer. 575-552-3669. Taking Out Trash, Texas man receives more than 10 life sentences for torturing his stepkids and his nephew. Texas man found guilty of torturing those kids received 10 life sentences for his crime. David Calhoun, 38 years old, tortured several children in a similar way, will be put in jail for the rest of his life. Tortured them and in horrific ways, will be sentenced to 10 life sentences and will go away for the rest of his life. Something tells me that Big Bubba is looking forward to him going to prison. Probably. I just don't know if he will actually do 10 life sentences. Something tells me that the prison system doesn't like child predators. But kudos going out to Texas for giving him 10 life sentences. Thank you, Texas. Things that happen on this date in history on the way, 7:48. We're beyond the Breakfast Club. Another day, another 55 cents. We're going to give you a chance to qualify for the trip we're giving away to Disney. We'll do that in just a second. Denzel Washington talks about, he was asked a question during an interview. He's asked a question about the government and our kids. Denzel Washington, it's not the first thing that he said that got my attention. But Denzel Washington says it all begins at home. Listen to this conversation.
You think we've made any headway?
I think it's more important to make headway in our own house. By the time the system comes into play, the damage is done. They're not locking up 7-year-olds.
Yeah.
You know, I was in Chicago a couple of 3-4 weeks ago, and we saw these little kids on bikes with masks on the side of their head. You look at his picture, you'll see the headshot of him. He's like this. And he got murdered at 11 by a 14-year-old. Blame the system? Where was his father? It starts in the house. It starts in the home. And yeah, well, my father got locked up. Well, where was his father?
So we have become a dysfunctional society. And a lot of folks think that only exists in African American homes. I see it in Hispanic homes. I see it in white homes. I see it where we don't have men involved in raising kids anymore. And I think kids need men, because I think it's more important in the beginning of their life. A kid needs to be nurtured by their mother. The older they get, they need a man steering them in the right direction. I think a man becomes more and more important once they reach, I would say, 10, 11 years old. That man in the life becomes so important. How many kids do we have in America that are raised in a manless society or a manless home? I think the numbers out there are astounding, and I think that's part of the problem. We can blame society all we want. A lot of homes are not perfect. Maybe an uncle can step up, somebody, but I definitely think that we've got a problem. And look, our government has done this. We have made it to where women not being married and having a man in the home benefit from that. Tom, who started all that?
LBJ.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You know, back years ago in the 60s, people got married and stayed married.
Yeah.
Doesn't happen anymore. Even though new reports coming out saying that people are not getting divorces as much.
Economy, man.
The economy is the reason, for sure. All right, 7:52 morning.
I got a new nickname for Tom. I'm going to start calling him Goldfish.
Goldfish? Why is that?
Yeah. Goldfish. I'll tell you a little bit if you remember to ask me.
Okay.
If you remember to ask me, I will tell you.
Oh.
So in about an hour, we'll have him ask you, see if he remembers the question.
Goldfish?
Yeah. So, all right, the morning show this morning being brought to you by Hobbs Airfield Speedway, TNT, coming up on Friday, March 29th. And then they've got the bracket racing coming up on March 30th. So lots of races coming up, box, no box, streets, and bikes. Also junior dragsters and more. And you can go to Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok and find out all the rules and what's going on. Or you can call Jamal, Hobbs Airfield Speedway, 575-631-5099. You can follow them, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Bracket racing coming up on Saturday the 30th. Don't forget about the TNT races coming up on Friday. Gates open at 6. And on March 29th, on Friday, March 29th, gates open at 6. Races start at 7. And then on Saturday, March 30th, they are going to have big races coming up at the Hobbs Airfield Speedway. Drivers may get one. Races start pretty much soon after that. More information, Facebook, Instagram, and you can follow them on Facebook. 7:53. We're going to get to things that happened on this date in history. Coming up next, Tom in the text.
Lovington Liberal B, he's hating you. He says, Kevin, shut up. How many times have you been married? You should have been a better example for your kids. Lovington Liberal.
I think I was a pretty good example for my kids. And by the way, I got my kids and raised them. And they're not in prison. They're not in prison. How about your dad? Did he go to prison?
Well, and for anyone to cast shade on anybody else, how long they've been married, I mean, I'm going to ask the same question back. Lovington Liberal, how long you been married?
How many times?
We've been married since, my wife and I have been married since 1993. So,
Yeah, I'm a two-time loser, so what the heck?
And by the way, my relationship with my kids has never been 100% perfect. But I am proud to say I took them out of a terrible situation
Yes,
from their
you
mother.
did. I'll testify to that.
And raised them to the best of my ability.
And that's all
as a
you
single
can do.
man.
That's the best you can do.
And gave them love and gave them attention and nourished them and sometimes whipped their ass.
Right.
But I was there. I was there. And you know who paid for it all? Me. Never got any government assistance. So I'm pretty proud of what I did. By the way, how's your dad? Did he nourish you? Did he nurture you? I'm just asking. Caitlyn Jenner backs the ban on transgender athletes competing against women in sports. Caitlyn was part of a recent discussion about banning men from competing against women, and she stood strong. He said there should be an executive order banning transgender athletes from competing against girls because we are built different. And by the way, this isn't the first time. Caitlyn Jenner from day one has said no, men should not compete against girls.
And if
It's
there's
an unfair advantage.
And if there's anyone who would know,
it's him.
Thank you.
It's she, because
yes,
Bruce.
She has gone through the whole thing, as far as I know. Like, she's a she.
Yeah.
So congratulations, Caitlyn, for stepping up. All right, things that happened on this date in history being brought to you by Two-Way Tactical Firearms, the indoor firing range. Find them today, 236 East Navajo. You can also go online, twowaytacticalrange.com. Huge selection of firearms. They have a huge selection. And want to go to the indoor firing range but don't have a firearm? They can rent you a firearm. Want to shoot for a couple hours? They'll charge you an hourly rate. Or you can join and get a monthly membership that gives you unlimited shoots. They also have the FBI training simulator. That is not all, I mean, it's fun, but it's also training you. Training you when bad things happen. Are you going to be ready? There's over 1,000 different scenarios with that Milo FBI training simulator. It's the way the professionals train. The FBI, our sheriff's deputies, our police force, that's the way they train. Get in there today and check out the indoor firing range, the training simulator, or just maybe you're looking for a gun. Maybe you need some training. They do one-on-one or group trainings for firearms. If you've never been a gun owner, you want to make sure and take the course before you buy a gun. 236 East Navajo in Hobbs or 2ATacticalRange.com for more information. Things that happened on this date in history. King Henry IV of England died. He was succeeded by Henry V. Great fire in Boston burned 349 buildings in 1760. Tom, where was that fire?
In Boston.
Oh, yeah, it was in Boston. Napoleon entered Paris in 1815. Martha's Place in Brooklyn, New York, became the first woman to die by electrocution. Martha Place is her name. It's not a place, but Martha Place. And she was charged with murdering her stepdaughter in 1899. General Douglas MacArthur vowed his famous words in 1942. Tom, what did he say?
He said, General MacArthur said, "I shall return."
His name is Douglas, by the way.
Oh.
And he was making reference to
Philippines.
The Philippines.
Coming back to the Philippines.
Right.
Pop art exhibit took place, the first one in New York City in 1963. Airplane flying over the Shoreline Park in Mount View, California, caught the kite string of an 8-year-old DeAndre and lifted her 10 feet off the ground, carrying her about 100 feet. The year was 1988. It is what's called bad luck. Birthdays today. Michael Rappaport, big-time liberal, is 53. Kathy Ireland is 61, best known as a model, of course.
And married one time to Charlie Sheen.
Oh. Holly Hunter is 66 years old today. Spike Lee still loves the Knicks and is 67. Bobby Orr, hockey legend, is 76. Basketball coach Pat Riley is 79.
Really? Wow.
He will never be the same. After remember the embargo on oil? His hair will never be the same.
Right.
Ever be the same. And today is National Proposal Day. That's pretty much everything going on.
I got one more birthday.
Because
I know Tom.
Birthday. Go ahead,
because
Blake.
Tom won't know who this is. Either one of these.
Okay.
Jimmy Vaughn is 73.
Who is Jimmy Vaughn, Tom?
Played for the. I know the song that he wrote.
Well, go ahead. Tell me.
It's a good song.
What is it?
What do you think that I
Nope.
love you?
Nope.
What the hell was that?
He's Stevie Ray Vaughan's older brother.
Okay.
Guitarist for the Fabulous Thunderbirds.
Well, what the hell was that
He
that you were
doesn't know.
trying to
What was that
sing?
song that I sang?
I don't know.
Nobody knows what that song was. 'Cause
Oh,
you just
that.
did. The other birthday musician, Carl Palmer.
Dave Palmer's brother?
Musician was in a band that had his name in it. What was the name of the band?
The Palmers.
No. Emerson, Lake and Palmer. He was also the drummer in Asia.
KWMW Maljamar 105.1 FM. Some of the stories we'll talk about next. Daniel Penny will tell you where that case has gone. Chicago is suing Glock. A refugee convicted of murdering other Muslims was found guilty yesterday. And U.S., will they get out of NATO? Donald Trump answered that question yesterday. And Stormy Daniels says she was scared of Donald Trump. I'll tell you why. We'll get to those stories coming up in just a second. It's 8:02. National Anthem and the Pledge this morning being brought to you by Rebecca Long. 19 years of age, she started her business with farmers. 40-plus years later, still helping people, still doing what she loves to do. Number one, make sure that you have the proper insurance and that you're not underinsured, and save you the most money by bundling all your policies together. If you're in the market right now, give her a call, 575-393-2661. Based in Hobbs, serves Lee, Eddy, and Chaves County, 575-393-2661. Call her today. She's a proud sponsor of the National Anthem and the Pledge on W105.
Good morning. My name is Chase Mazurek. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, for liberty and justice for all.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
8:05, 5 minutes after 8 on W105. Large prayer being brought to you by Judah Oil, reminding you God is in control.
From Acts this morning, I'm sending you to them to open their eyes and turn them from darkness to light and from the power of Satan to God, so they may receive forgiveness of sins and a place among those who are sanctified by faith in me.
Hi, this is Felicia Bowen with Judah Oil. Please join me in our Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen.
Quick check of the weather this morning being brought to you by Seminole Siding and Construction, trusted name across southeast New Mexico. These guys get the job done, and they get it done correctly. I have numerous friends that have done business with them, and one of my friends got their roof completely redone after some hail damage. If you haven't got your roof taken care of and you're still dealing with the insurance company, they will handle most of that for you. Seminole Siding and Construction, find them on the web at SeminoleSidingAndConstruction.com. They do metal roofs, they do shingle roofs. They can take care of your commercial and metal buildings and your industrial metal buildings. They can also do seamless gutters, doors, windows, you name it. They take care of it all for you. Give them a call, 575-391-1430 or SeminoleSidingAndConstruction.com. Chance of rain, they say, mostly between 3 and 4 this afternoon. Other than that, it should be sunny and 73. Rain late tonight, 10% chance of rain, down to about 46. But tomorrow, sunny and 71. 5-day forecast, go to W105radio.com. We're going to get updated with news. We'll qualify you for the trip to Disney on the way. Give Luke Ragsdale a call this morning if you have a case. He's the guy that settles the big cases. If you maybe got injured and a car accident, he could take care of that, slip and fall. When it comes to the oil and gas industry, Luke settled one case for $10 million. Medical malpractice case, $9 million. And if you have been accused of something and need somebody to defend you in the court of law, Luke Ragsdale can do that. 575-208-5300, RagsdaleLawFirm.com. Coming right back. News coming up next. Right now, let's qualify you for the trip we're giving away to Disney on W105.
Call in and win.
Hey, everybody, it's me, Mickey Mouse.
We're going to Disney World.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. There are arguments this morning about a Texas immigration law. It was enforceable for a few hours until an appeals court said no, pending its decision. The Supreme Court had sent it back to the New Orleans-based 5th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals for consideration.
Texas wants to enforce its own laws at the border by arresting and deporting illegals. The Supreme Court ruled in their favor. Then a federal appeals court blocked it. One last thing, Mexico comes out and they say, we're not going to accept any migrants that Texas sends away unless they're citizens of Mexico.
Fox business correspondent Lauren Simonetti. Ireland's Prime Minister Leo Varadkar says he's stepping down as soon as his party elects a new leader.
One part of leadership is knowing when the time has come to pass on the baton to somebody else, and then having the courage to do it.
He says his reasons for stepping down are both personal and political. He was just at the White House last week for a traditional St. Patrick's Day visit. Stocks start the day mixed on Wall Street. America's listening to Fox News.
Carlsbad, get ready as 505 Productions is back with their huge gun and knife show at the Walter Gerald's Performing Arts Center, 4012 National Parks Highway this weekend. Starting Friday, March 22nd from 4 to 8 p.m., Saturday, March 23rd from 9 to 5, and Sunday, March 24th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Over 170 tables to shop with guns, knives, ammo, scopes, and other gun accessories, jewelry, hides, gold and silver, plenty of 2A shirts and merch, and much more. Admission Admission is just $7 per day or $10 for the weekend. Kids under 12 are free. Don't miss the 505 Productions Gun Show this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at the Walter Gerald Performing Arts Center on National Parks Highway in Carlsbad.
If you need an aggressive, experienced personal injury attorney who is honest and true, you need to get the Gorilla.
So I'm 23 years old. I worked at a warehouse, and I took an injury which caused the amputation of my right leg. I was approached by a specific firm, and they turned my case down within 5 minutes. I was told to come visit the Gorilla Law Firm, and immediately they saw potential in my case. And I tell you what, Gorilla Law Firm had my back when no one else did. The Gorilla Law Firm made me a multi-millionaire. And if you're injured, you call the Gorilla Law Firm too.
The Gorilla Law Firm, 3130 North Grimes and Hobbs, or call 575-964-2720.
There is no one in New Mexico who's a better friend of our oil and gas jobs than Representative Larry Scott. Larry Scott understands oil and gas. That's why we need Larry Scott in the state Senate, so he can fight for us. Larry Scott, protecting our jobs, protecting oil and gas, protecting Southeast New Mexico. We need Larry Scott in the state Senate, paid for by the committee to elect Larry R. Scott.
The global demand for oil and natural gas is growing, and leaders are looking to American producers to satisfy that demand with the abundant resources available in our country. If you're passionate about keeping energy affordable for your neighbor and reliable for everyone, then it's time you consider a career in oil and natural gas. Coterra Energy is expanding their Permian team and is offering an unmatched employee benefits package. If you're interested in applying, text Coterra to 71441. That's COTERRA to 71441. Coterra Energy is an equal opportunity employer.
Daniel Velos, General Manager, Carlsbad Chevrolet. It's March Madness, March Insanity, March Craziness, whatever you want to call it. Bring yourself down here to Carlsbad Chevrolet. Do yourself a favor. We have the most used cars, probably the most mixed here in Southeast New Mexico and West Texas, and we want to get it on with you guys. Trade in your vehicle, sell it to us, do whatever it takes. Let's get you into these deals as low as 1.9%, folks. We haven't seen that in a long time. Right here at Carlsbad Chevrolet, your home of the great, great guys and gals.
Save the date for this year's Hobbs Downtown Slam and Jam Tournament, April 20th and 21st. Hoop it up in an action-packed weekend of competitive basketball at 200 East Broadway in downtown Hobbs. Bring your A game and compete for prizes and bragging rights. Enjoy the finest in basketball action, as well as food trucks, vendor booths, and a variety of family-friendly activities. Don't miss out on the ultimate basketball experience at the Hobbs Downtown Slam and Jam Tournament this April 20th and 21st. Register at macro.com and stay tuned for more details to come from our social media accounts. Enjoy all the fun from the Boys and Girls Club of Hobbs in your city of Hobbs.
It's time to renew New Mexico. If you have Medicaid or SNAP, you must renew to keep your benefits. If you have moved, update your contact information at yes.state.nm.us or call 1-800-283-4465. You will be mailed a turquoise envelope when it is time to renew. Your Medicaid and SNAP benefits are very important. To learn more, go to renew.hsd.nm.gov and renew New Mexico.
Discover great deals on Kawasaki motorcycles, side-by-sides, and more. Save big on championship-proven KX motorcycles. Get a great deal on the new Ridge lineup. Or take advantage of Big Adventure for less with savings on our rugged Terex side-by-sides. There's no better time to save on our exciting lineup of Kawasaki vehicles. Visit your local Kawasaki dealer today. Garner's Motorsports, 320 North Del Paso in Hobbs.
Don't miss the third annual Wads for Warriors Clay Shoot scheduled for April 26th and 27th in Artesia at the Eddy County Shooting Range. Come out for 2 days of prize boards, live auctions, gun boards, and of course, clay shooting. All proceeds from this event will benefit the Permian Warrior Partnership as well as local veterans charities. They're also raffling off a 2024 Polaris Ranger Crew. Wads for Warriors is the largest clay shoot in Southeast New Mexico. Purchase raffle tickets or register your team by visiting wads4warriors.com. That's WADZ, the number 4, warriors.com.
It's showtime, baby.
Be in the Breakfast Club, powered by Carlsbad Chevrolet, and broadcasting from the Inn of the Mountain Gods studio. Text line at 877-396-W105.
America is a nation that can be defined in a single word. I was going to put him. I was going to put him. I was going to put him.
877-396-W105. Working on my taxes. I got to do the song.
Do my taxes. Oh, I ain't happy.
Can't wait until I'm done. Can't find no write-offs. Stupid tax form that I find dumb. I see the IRS taking money from me, so I had to hide some from 23. It's a great big risk, and I hope that they bought it. It's gonna be a bitch if I gotta get an audit.
Yeah, nobody wants an audit, that's for sure. If you've ever gone through an audit, Blake, you ever been through an audit?
No.
Yeah, I have not been through audit, but have been called into the and sat down in front of the IRS and had to pay. So that was not nice at all. Not even a little bit nice. And then I start to wonder as I'm trying to wrap up my taxes, where's my money going? Where the hell is my money going? Any idea where my money is going?
Go ahead, Tom.
What's that?
Where's this money going? His tax money.
Well, it pays for the illegals.
Well, Tom, they're just here for a better life. You sure have flip-flopped a lot as of late.
No, I'm still saying the kids born in this country.
They're just here for a better life. I mean, so we should pay for them. That's where my taxes going.
Yep. And where else is it? Abortion.
I would say Ukraine gets fairly big chunk. Yeah. By the way, illegal immigration it costs more at this point than it does for Ukraine. We did the figures a couple months ago, and I wanted to say it was about $400 billion a year.
Ooh.
About $400 billion a year.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah. Inside windshield of the Alaska airline plane cracked as it landed in Oregon while flying. Of course, it's a Boeing jet. Windshield cracks and travelers are, at this point, Spirit sounds better than flying on Boeing. Alaskan Airline, guess what? They purchased all Boeing. Was it the 777s? I think that's it. And they have had more problems. It could bankrupt Alaskan Airlines. It might. Army personnel are called to a Quebec home when the deceased owner's daughter made a surprise discovery in his toolbox, a live grenade.
Oh.
She was surprised to see her dad's explosive device. Kind of like going to Taco Bell and get that explosive diarrhea. But people in Quebec, they aren't used to things blowing up. No. I mean, they got their prime minister who just came out, Trudeau just came out and said they will not sell to Ukraine or sell to Israel, I should say.
Right.
No arms.
He's an anti-Semite. He's a racist.
Yeah. Well, we can't sell to them. What the hell's the matter with you? You know, if you're selling weapons, you should just sell weapons to it's to make a profit, right? Okay. God bless you. Danny DeVito says he and Arnold Schwarzenegger are working on a new film together.
Really?
And the Eagles are said to be planning an extension of their long goodbye tour. By the weekend, they're going to be starting in Las Vegas, going through September through December, and even after that, they could add a couple shows, is what they're saying. So the Eagles, this is the biggest. This is a long goodbye, very long. How many founding members of the Eagles are still with us, Blake?
3?
I think it's 5.
5?
5?
Yeah, I think. Because there were
Not
7.
many.
There were 7 founding members.
Original.
All right, we're going to get to the boob of the day coming up in just a second. Morning show being brought to you by Atlas Makeup Mirror, 575-631-3189. I just gave you the number to the local inventor, Rebecca Long. And what a busy year. 2023 was a busy year. They took the Atlas Makeup Mirror and was, in Texas. They did advertising in Texas. They appeared in Vogue magazine. Busy year. Cool thing is you could still get the Atlas Makeup Mirror online at atlasmakeup.com. makeupmirror.com. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram. They're cool videos. So if you've never seen the Outlast Makeup Mirror, you can go to the website, but go check out the videos on Facebook and Instagram. It is a mirror that actually has 3 mirrors, and they fold up. And there's LED lights on every mirror, and it comes in a traveling case that's saying weighs less than 4 pounds. Comes in the traveling case. They also have a wall mount version of the Outlast Makeup Mirror. AtlasMakeupMirror.com for more information. Check them out today. Florida man shot by a hunter who mistaken him as a turkey. I didn't know I could get away with this because there are plenty times I'm like calling Tom a turkey. If I would have known, but yeah. So the hunter accidentally shot this guy in Florida and thought he was a turkey. He was turkey hunting and thought the guy was a turkey. He had set up decoys and, just thought the guy was a turkey. So he shot the guy. Thank God the guy is going to be okay. He mistaken a human for a turkey. That's got to be one ugly guy. That's all I got to say.
And small.
Yeah. I imagine getting shot because somebody thought you were a turkey. I think that's foul play. I do. I'll show myself out on that one. Blake, did you see the story? The UN Secretary General, Youth Climate Advisor, calls whites to be stripped of all their power?
Yes, I did see that.
So, wait a second. Who funds the UN?
The U.S.
The U.S. So, she went on to say that white people should be stripped of their power. So what would you do in a country like Scotland that is like 94% white?
Well, I don't think Scotland's that much anymore because they've had a lot of people from India.
They
so
have
so
a
forth.
lot of people come in, but I
like,
think they're
like
still
Scandinavian countries, Finland,
Iceland,
all those countries,
even Norway.
Yeah.
What about, Norway and Iceland? Very, very white people.
Well, they shouldn't have power.
Yeah. United Nations Youth Climate Advisor has a history of social media posts calling for the destruction of capitalism and claimed that terrorism is used in the West in the West to smear imperialism.
Now let's be fair here. She calls herself a Pakistani American.
Oh.
So
Wow. Who else is Pakistani? No, Ayan Omar is not Pakistani.
No, she's Hamas.
Yes.
I forget what she said.
But isn't she was like
Marxist.
Time Magazine's Woman of the Year in 2023?
Yes.
Yeah.
And she's an avowed Marxist.
Wow. And we need to take all white people's power away.
She says white men are causing the planet to be on the verge of extinction.
Wow. God bless her. And when people say stuff like that, they're usually married to white guys. I'm serious. Ayan Omar, married to a white guy. Kamala Harris, married to a white guy. AOC, married to a white guy.
Well, my biggest thing on this is how incredibly racist.
Amen.
If you're calling out any race that's saying that race is a problem, you are an extreme racist with a problem.
Right. Agreed. Tom, where is Pakistan on the map?
It's over there by India.
Yeah, they're neighbors with India.
Which side, if I'm looking at a map, Tom, which side of India is Pakistan on?
Next door.
Which side?
Does it matter?
Yeah.
It does?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I'm testing your geography skills.
Oh. Right, left. It's in the middle, I think.
No, it is not in the middle. Well,
it is, isn't it? See, I'm right.
It's not in the middle of India.
Oh, so where is it?
That's what I'm asking you. Where is it?
Okay, I'm fake. The left side.
No.
Who's another neighbor of India?
It's got to be Turkey.
I'm going to pull up a map so I can show you, Tom.
Turkey, and then Italy's right next door somewhere.
Italy is not right next door.
What the hell? Italy?
Good Lord.
How about China? Isn't China right there?
Yes, it's to the north.
Yes.
Yeah, well,
Thank
you can
you,
take
Tom.
a boat over to China, I guess.
No.
Yeah.
No.
God bless you.
Good Lord.
God bless you. Bernie Sanders pushing that 32-hour work week with no loss of pay. But who will pay for this? If you're going to give up 8 hours of productivity, who's going to pay for this?
Me and you, baby.
I mean, the moment you do something like this, everything will, the cost of everything goes up. 32-hour work week. I mean, Europe has done it. He thinks it's an awesome idea. He thinks that we should, of course, redistribute the wealth from the top down. Don't want to work? That's okay. You shouldn't have to work. We should provide for you, right? No. I mean, if you're lazy, be lazy. Don't expect anything, though. Wow. Stormy Daniels said that she was blanking terrified. Stormy Daniels saying that she took Trump's money, so Trump, she actually thought Trump was going to have her killed.
Uh-oh.
Why would you think that? Porn star Stormy Daniels said in a new documentary that she took the hush money from Donald Trump to create a paper trail so he could not have her killed. By the way, her real name is Stephanie Clifford. Stormy Daniels is her stage name. Of course, that trial was coming up with Alvin Bragg. She took the money. She shut up. And no, she really didn't shut up because who was her attorney? Remember her attorney?
It was
that
Michael.
Is also he's in federal prison.
Was it Michael something? Was he already out?
No, he's in federal prison as we speak.
Is he? Okay.
But she said she took the money so Trump wouldn't kill her. Now, does Donald Trump have a history of killing people?
No.
I mean, if she was dealing with, like, the Clintons, I understand that you were scared. Nuts. Trump talks about NATO. State of the Union. Biden said that Trump wanted to get rid of NATO. The whole idea of NATO. I remember back when he went to NATO in 2020. He went to NATO. He sat down. And he looked at the member nations in NATO, and he said, you guys need to pay your fair share. Americans are tired of paying for everything. He did the same thing. He did the same thing when he went before the UN. He said the same thing. So Donald Trump has put out a statement. He said the U.S. will 100% stay in NATO if other nations pay their fair share. Countries like Germany and France and England get the best benefits being a member of NATO. And what do they pay? I think Germany was paying like 4 or 5%.
$1 or something like that.
And we're $1. Thank you, Tom.
I was being sarcastic.
And we're paying 40+%.
Right.
So it's time for somebody to stand up and say, hey, we're tired of paying our own more than our fair share. Blake, who benefits from NATO?
The rest of the world. Well, it's the North Atlantic Treaty
Exactly.
Organization. So Europe, etc.
Yeah, Europe should be paying more than their fair share. They should. Afghan refugee convicted of murdering other Muslims. So the Afghan refugee found guilty of first-degree murder and one of the 3 fatal shootings that took Albuquerque Muslim community's lives. Jurors returned that verdict on Monday. Mohammed Saeed faces life in prison for killing a 41-year-old. During the trial, prosecutors said Saeed was deliberate in his actions. They presented the cell phone data that showed his phone was in the area where the shooting occurred. Casings and projectiles were also recovered at the scene and matched a gun in his possession. The 3 were ambushed by Saeed. Chicago is suing Glock over illegal gun conversion kits. City of Chicago filing a lawsuit against Glock yesterday, claiming the gun manufacturer was building illegal machine guns. How many people I said died over the weekend? I think it was 14.
Yeah, I think that's right.
I think it was 14 with like 28 shootings, 14 dead. The biggest thing that Chicago should worry about is suing, not enforcing the laws, not getting the bad guys off the street, but suing Glock. Thank you. Thank you so much. And lawlessness continues to plague New York City, but the DA, Alvin Bragg, is pushing for manslaughter charges against Daniel Penny. Daniel Penny, of course, is the Marine that took matters into his own hands. He didn't intentionally kill this individual, but this individual was making threats on a train, and he went to the defense of a woman. There is not one person that was on that train that has said that Daniel Penny intentionally killed this mentally ill person. Right. Not one.
Right.
In fact, all races have come forward in the defense of Daniel Penny. By the way, you know who's to be blamed? The DA and the judges for continuing to let this guy out. They knew he had a problem. He had been arrested 20-plus times for doing the same thing, threatening people. When is it time for, our justice system to look after us? And then we don't need people like Daniel Penny coming to the rescue.
No,
Sad.
We used to actually go after criminals.
Yes. We don't anymore. All right, we're going to get to the boob of the day. Tom on the tax, 833, quickly.
B, we got a phone call quickly. Good morning. You are on B and the Breakfast Club. Who's this?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, I just need to stir the pot a little bit, and I'm going to pull off the blinders of the Great Deception. When you were just speaking about the 32-hour week, it will happen. They have promised all immigrants jobs. It's a matter of mathematics. You take an employer that has 5 employees, you cut them back to 32. The production has to be there. How many new jobs are going to be created?
I get
It'll
that.
happen.
I get
They've
that.
already
And
promised them jobs.
I think we're heading towards 32 hours a week. The problem is not everybody can work 32 hours a week. I mean, we are not built that way.
No, the employers will still need the production and even more because there will be more people and more needs. So they will be forced and be given credits on the back of taxpayers, which guess what they just created? More taxpayers, more voters. That's all they're doing. They've promised them jobs. They've got to have jobs. So they're taking from all of us. They're spreading the wealth. But
and what that also does is raise inflation. The cost of goods is going to go up more.
Yeah. So if you look at, just take any job that has 5 employees, you cut those employees back to 32 hours a week, they're going to have to hire at least 2 to 3, and they will gladly do it because they're going to be given all this money like Tyson.
Wow.
So in the end of the day, it's our grandchildren. People need to wake up. It's a deception. We are putting debt on the back of our grandchildren that cannot be paid back.
No. We're already to the point where we're making interest-only payments on the debt.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And I mean, anybody that's ever had credit cards, they understand that once you start paying interest only, you are never going to dig yourself out of that situation. Never.
And then what happens is you end up going into debt consolidation, you settle it, and or you file bankruptcy and start over. And that's exactly what America's doing.
Yeah. And that's why we have a B- credit rating at this point. Sad
and we are
but true.
training every employer that hires these immigrants. They're training them to replace. You think about it. When things get bad, they'll work for less because they're not used to having anything. And they're going to need to feed their family.
You know, here's a thought that I had today, that these people are used to hard times.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot of American men, and I'm not picking just on men, but a lot of American men have gotten soft.
Yeah.
So when it comes time for bad things to happen in America, these people are already hard. They're already used to living without electricity, without running water. They're already hard. So Americans, you better get rid of the man bun and start getting a little tougher.
Yep. Start taking your cell phones from your kids and letting them throw those temper tantrums so they can learn it. You know, they gotta toughen up somewhere because they got a lot of competition headed their way.
Amen. Hey, I appreciate you. Take it easy. We got to get to the boob of the day, being brought to you by Desert Functional Medicine and Aesthetics, medical professionals on staff. They can take care of you with natural supplements. They use stem cell therapy, ozone therapy, and hormonal optimization, some of the things that they can do. They also have aesthetics. Look, they look to treat folks getting down to the root cause of the problem, not numbing the symptoms. Go in there and talk to Kelly Pfeiffer. If you're not feeling well, starts with getting your blood work done, and they will figure out what is going on. Desert Functional Medicine and Aesthetics, 3900 North Lovington Highway and Hobbs. Follow them online. They're on Facebook or at thedesertfma.com. Proud sponsor of the Boob of the Day.
So is this guy a psycho, the best dad ever, or both? 37-year-old dad in Ohio named Adam Sizemore is facing charges after he kept calling his son's school to complain they were giving a kid too much homework. He called the elementary school over and over on February 29th and March 1st to say his son had so much homework they didn't have time to hang out together. Now, that's kind of sweet, except that he was verbally abusive to the staff, and he used, quote, vulgar language. They say he threatened the principal at one point and told the principal he better, quote, put on his big boy panties. Now, the school eventually stopped picking up the line, so Adam called the local police department, and not just once. He called the police 18 times. He kept asking to talk to the chief of police and said things like, I pay your salary, which they love so much. They actually did put him through, but he kept getting the voicemail for the chief, so he kept calling back. Now, they told him he could come down to the station and talk to the chief in person, but he demanded the chief of police come to his house instead. That didn't happen. But several officers did show up and arrested him. They charged him with menacing and telecommunications harassment, which are both misdemeanors. And that is the boot of the day.
They love when you tell them, I pay your salary.
Right.
Yeah, it's
they
one of
love
their,
it. I
one
mean,
of their
Tom,
favorite
next time you
things.
next time you get stopped, you ought to say that.
Right.
They love it. Police officers love it when you say stuff like that. Quick check of the weather, looking like it's going to be a pretty decent day, except for like 1 hour. Check of the weather being brought to you by Roadrunner Grill and Barbecue. Get in there. They're serving up breakfast as we speak. 811 West Main. And, of course, they do lunch. They have the daily lunch specials that they have always had. Pretty cool. They've got another Friday where they're going to have from 11 to 2, all you can eat fish and shrimp on Friday. 11 to 2 for lunch, not supper this time. And 11 to 2, they're going to have fish and shrimp on Friday. And then at night, they're going to have seafood and crab legs from 5 until the time they close. So Friday, if you're not going to be eating meat, 11 to 2 for lunch, fish and shrimp on Friday, and all you can eat seafood with crab legs from 5 till close at Roadrunner Grill. Give them a call if you need more information. 575-736-2573. Check them out today. Tom, quickly to the text. We're going to take a break, find out what's going on with all the news. Up next.
Hey, guys, good morning. I was wondering if I could get some of those illegals or somebody over to our job. I seem to have interview after interview last week, and nobody seemed to show up or call and said he would want to be late. One said he would want to be late, but he never did show up. I just love the help, says this one text.
Well, and that is part of the problem, and I hate to say it. That is part of the problem. But we need maybe more guest workers and quit giving out all these damn benefits. If you don't want to work, don't eat.
Amen to that.
I mean, you know why people in other countries go to work? Because if they don't work, they don't eat.
Right. This is in the Bible, doesn't it?
Yes, it's in the Bible. If you don't work, you don't eat. Yeah. Yes, and I'm sure it's in the Bible. Sure. Continue on.
Dirt Road Jen, they're also wanting our kids to go school longer, she says. And does that mean that after 32 hours, it's overtime?
Yeah. I think the master plan is they don't want you working over 32 hours, period. With Bernie Sanders, they might outlaw overtime where you can't work over 32 hours.
Right.
That's pretty much what Europe has done. And it's all about quality of life.
But what does that do to pay? Like, is your pay going to go up? Because if you're working 8 less hours and you get paid hourly, seems to me like your pay would go down.
You get paid the same amount of money.
Oh, so you learn to live with
part
less.
of the plan.
Learn to live with less.
Well, this text is actually saying what you said, Blake. They'll have to do a 32-hour week, but keep the same pay. Now, is that the annual amount or is that hourly? The text is asking.
I don't know, but they would give you the same amount. I mean, the story that Bernie Sanders put out, you'd make the same amount of money.
So he doesn't want anybody else besides him and the other rich folks to have multiple houses.
Yeah, three houses, all valued at over $1 million apiece.
Yeah.
And the only job that he's had, he was a professor, I do believe.
Yeah, I think that's right.
I think he was a professor before he went to Washington. I think that's what he was.
Yeah, but that wasn't for very
text.
long either. I mean, he's been an activist for quite a while.
Oh, yes. Yep.
All right, one more text, me. And, okay, Blake, how many steps was it from the studio to the bunker and back? Did you measure that?
Oh, I didn't. I got to do it this time.
Okay.
All right, we're going to take a break. We're going to come right back. Lots of stories to talk about. They found a decomposing body of a child in a duffel bag. We'll talk about that. New Mexico State University settles that lawsuit with the former provost. We'll tell you how much that's going to cost you. Florida man shot his roommate 10 times. You're not going to believe why. Trudeau cuts off arms sales with Israel. We'll dive into that. A Florida duo busted. You cannot have sex in front of Popeyes. I'm just saying you can't. You just can't. You can't have sex in front of Popeyes. We'll get to those stories and more coming up next. Quick check of news being brought to you by Roswell Livestock and Forum Supply. They've got everything. If you're living on a farm or a ranch, this coming Friday and Saturday, they've got chick days. Thinking about maybe, having your own birds that lay eggs. This would be perfect for you. Get the chicks today. Buy a 25-pound bag of Start and Grow from Purina and get 3 chicks free. 50-pound bag, 6 chicks absolutely free. Petting zoos get out there for the kids. They'll have Stellar Satellite, coffee and tea and more out there. 11 to 5, chick days, Friday and Saturday. Roswell Livestock and Farm Supply. You can find them, of course, RoswellLivestock.com. And they also have a Facebook page. Check them out today. Let's get you qualified for the trip we're giving away to Disney. We're coming right back. We'll keep you updated. News up next. We're W105 845.
Call in and win.
Hey, everybody. It's me, Mickey Mouse.
We're going to Disney World.
News brought to you by Stone Oilfield Services in Lovington. Getting the job done right every time since 2004.
Proudly serving most phases of the oil field process, Stone Oilfield Services has a fleet of over 60 trucks and a workforce of over 100 employees. From water transport to kill and vac truck operations, flowback services and pit filling to the clean out of rigs and tanks, as well as oiling and acidizing, Stone Oilfield believes in getting the job done right every time. Their central motto, do what you say you can do. Call them today at 575-396-1840. That's 396-1840.
NTD Radio News, I'm Joe Miller. Licensed healthcare professionals in New Mexico can apply for a loan repayment program offered by the New Mexico Higher Education Department. Deadline to apply is May 1st at 5 o'clock. The program offers loan repayment help for qualifying workers who commit to at least 3 years of working in a designated medical shortage area in New Mexico. This year, the program received over $14 million in funding to help workers repay loans. To access funding, workers have to apply for the competitive program. Workers must meet certain qualifications, such as working in an eligible occupation or under an eligible health care license. The program extends eligibility to more than 25 different occupations. A proposal by PNM that could raise electricity bills headed to the New Mexico Supreme Court. Earlier this year, the public regulation instead, the commission approved a smaller rate hike. PNM filed an appeal with the state Supreme Court to challenge the decision. A hearing for the case has not yet been scheduled. Substantial students, population growth, and concerns about outdated high school facilities have Carlsbad Municipal Schools officials asking citizens to say yes to a $300 million bond issue. Dr. Jerry Washburn, superintendent of Carlsbad Municipal Schools, shared data at 2 community presentations which showed an anticipated student enrollment growth over the next 3 years, growth likely driven by a fossil fuels industry boom in Carlsbad and Eddy County. Success of the same industry, according to Ward 3 Carlsbad City Councilor Carla Niemeyer, provided opportunity to seek the bond and place students in well-paying jobs. Washburn says $216 million of the general obligation funds, if approved by voters, would be designated for construction of new facilities on the high school campus at 3000 West Church Street. Washburn said $84 million would be used to rebuild and renovate PR Leyva as the middle school at its capacity now with 838 students. And that's what's happening. I'm Joe Miller, NTD Radio News.
Tax time bonus bucks only at National Furniture Liquidators. We know you work hard for your money, so here's a bonus. For every $1,000 you spend, get $100 bonus bucks. Deals like this actually sectional, just $7.88. A 5-piece queen bedroom set, just $6.88. Or this reclining sofa and love seat, just $11.88 both pieces, plus $100 bonus bucks. Store-wide savings and great financing options regardless of your credit. National Furniture Liquidators. When it comes to value, quality, and selection,
nobody beats Short.
As a single mom, it means a lot to me to have a strong banking relationship. With the cost of living as it is, I have to make the most of every dollar I make.
Every member has different wants and needs. That's the basis of relationship-based personal service. A strong credit union is built on strong relationships. Estacado Federal Credit Union, where you are more than a number, you're a member. Federally insured by NCUA.
Hobbs Public Library wants to invite all expecting mothers and children under 2 years of age to come and enjoy Baby Talk every Wednesday at 10 a.m. starting February 7th through May 15th. Learn why attendance matters, the importance of early literacy, tips, beginning sign language, songs, Mommy and Me crafts, and make new mom friends in the community. No sign-ups are required. For more information, call 575-397-9328 or follow us on Facebook.
Daniel Velos, General Manager, Carlsbad Chevrolet. It's March Madness, March Insanity, March Craziness, whatever you want to call it. Bring yourself down here to Carlsbad Chevrolet. Do yourself a favor. We have the most used cars, probably the most mixed here in Southeast New Mexico and West Texas, and we want to get it on with you guys. Trade in your vehicle, sell it to us, do whatever it takes. Let's get you into these deals as low as 1.9%, folks. We haven't seen that in a long time. Right here at Carlsbad Chevrolet, your home of the great, great guys and gals.
Make sure you and the crew are rigged up with a full set of work gear from Rig Outfitters and the home store in Hobbs. Brands like Wrangler, Rocky, Timberland, Rasco, Durango, and Bulwark FR, just to name a couple of the big ones. Hard hats, safety vests, boots, and everything FR. Choose from a full line of Arctic coolers, jugs, and mugs to keep everything to temperature on the job site. From head to toe, Rig Outfitters in the home store has you safely covered. 1401 North Turner in Hobbs, inside the Broadmoor Mall.
At Coffee Drilling LLC, they offer a wide range of drilling services from small domestic water to agricultural and monitor wells. In addition to mud and rotary drilling, Coffee Drilling offers services to pre-existing wells as well as troubleshooting of pumps and all control systems. Call Coffee Drilling today to schedule your routine maintenance or see about an upgrade to your water system. Call 505-270-1767. That's 505-270-1767. Coffee Drilling LLC, over 20 years experience in serving all of Hobbs, Lovington, and Eunice.
This is really degrading to women.
Call or text 877-396-W105. Powered by Carlsbad Chevy and broadcasting from the Inn of the Mountain God Studio. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. Call or text 877-396-W105. Brought to you by your Kubota dealer and found at AmigoMachinery.com. Question of the day being brought to you by Lovington Auto Supplies, your Napa dealer.
What a beautiful day to be in denial.
All right, 8:52. Good news of the day on the way. Blake, did you see this story? Democrat Representative Jared Moskowitz showed up for work today wearing a Putin mask. I'm glad this guy has all this time on his hands.
Yeah. Let me go find that.
Crazy. Showed up wearing the Putin mask. Unbelievable. And Hunter Biden's ex-associates expected to spill the beans, supposedly as text messages and phone logs and emails and all kind of stuff. House hearing on the Biden business dealings going on as we speak.
Yeah,
supposedly,
but Hunter won't be there, even though he asked for a public hearing.
No, he's the one that asked for it, but he's not going to get it. But supposedly Tony Bobulinski, Hunter's business partner, will insist that President Biden's foreign influence peddling operation extended to China and Ukraine and anywhere else that they could make a dollar.
Correct.
He went on to say, I want to be crystal clear from my direct personal experience. I have seen for myself. According to Tony Bobulinski. He was there.
Yep.
He was there. And you know what's a shame on us? Because this guy came out before the election, and nobody wanted to believe it. FBI did not want to believe. Well, they believed it. They just didn't do anything. So you know what Hunter Biden was using to have conversations? The WhatsApp. That's what.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
And, of course, Galinas, this morning has already testified that our goal, and then he says, quote, that is Hunter Biden, Devin Archer, and me, was to make billions, not millions. That was his opening statement.
Oh, wow.
So, Tom, what was the Bidens? What kind of business they had?
I just walked in a second ago.
Well, what kind of business did the Bidens have? That was the question, Tom. Doesn't matter if you just walked in.
Drug business.
Tom, the business was Joe Biden. Access to Joe Biden. Right. Nothing else, nothing more. Recent interview, Nicole Kidman says that she loves having her teenage daughters.
She's a weirdo.
She is kind of a weirdo. Of course, she's not the first person that utters insane words.
No,
right,
but
Tom?
she's a little strange.
Yeah, she is definitely a little strange. Amazon's Big Spring Sale is off and running, and Costco has started seriously enforcing memberships at their stores. So don't let somebody else use your damn card, because you could lose your membership. And by the way, no membership card, you're not getting the $1.50 soda and hot dog. See, they used to not enforce that.
Right.
Now they are enforcing it. That is for members only, okay?
Wow.
Thank you. Thank you, Costco.
You can still go to IKEA and get their deals.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You can go to Sam's, and
No
Sam's will probably let you in just to get the hot dog. And to me, the Nathan's hot dog is better. All right, 8:56. Decomposed body of a child found in a duffel bag in Philadelphia neighborhood. Badly decomposed body found inside that duffel bag. Crews were cleaning out a home, and they found the duffel bag with the baby in it. They believe that the child was between the ages of 2 and 4. The gender has not been determined. That's pretty much all they know at this point. University administrators said that she tried to report discrimination, and it cost her job and her reputation. Now, New Mexico State University is shelling out nearly $500,000 to settle this lawsuit. Well, I mean, who pays for that? Taxpayers. Yeah. In 2022, former New Mexico State University provost Carol Parker sued the university for discrimination and retaliation. Her lawyer said that the then chancellor and then president, John Flores, blocked Parker from doing a study on the pay disparities between gender and races. So she's gonna get like almost $500,000 in this settlement, and she's walking away with $500,000. Florida man shot his roommate 10 times.
My goodness.
Well, they got in an argument.
10 times.
I mean, it might seem. Well, I mean, it might be excessive, but I mean, it was about cats. According to the affidavit obtained by Fox 36, Lee County Sheriff's Office, 59-year-old Glenn White shot his female roommate 10 times. 7 of those shots hit her in the lower extremities, twice in the ribs, and once in the finger. Police said this was all about cats. Argument about cats. Authorities arrested White, and the victim was transported to the Gulf Coast Medical Center. Police said the victim is awake and told authorities the shooting stems over a discussion about cats.
Well, obviously he was a bad shot.
Well, no. He shot her. He shot her, what did I say, 8 times?
10 times.
8 out of 10 ain't bad.
Yeah, I guess.
By the way, the woman is now evicting, in the process of evicting him. She said that she had 6 cats. That was the argument.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And Prime Minister, very liberal Prime Minister, Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, announced Tuesday that he was ending arms sales with Israel, bailing out the pressure from left-wing radicals who are backing the Palestinians and Hamas. By the way, Trudeau is not a man that has found his backbone, and don't look for him to start finding his backbone now. Not going to happen. Good news of the day on the way. Tom on the text, straight up 9 o'clock, KWMW Maljamar, 105.1 FM. We're BN the Breakfast Club.
All right, John from Eunice. You know, guys, anyone else getting frustrated as I am about all these inquiries and meetings and investigations, and you name it. I mean, leading to nowhere with no results. Nothing is happening except wasting even more of our tax dollars. That's John in Eunice. That guy could have shot all 6 cats with less bullets, says this one text. And another one says, Smokey in Arizona, hey, Blake, what's the verdict?
29 steps.
29. I counted 60,
steps.
brother.
No, you shuffle. You did the whole Biden shuffle all the way back there. You took
29 steps.
Your step was not even a whole foot in front of the other.
You got a bigger foot than I do.
No, I took a normal stride.
Tom, how many steps
That's 120
do you
steps.
think? How many steps a day do you take?
I would say in the 3-hour show, about 1,000.
No, I'm talking about a day.
You do not take 1,000 steps during the show.
I sure do.
I watched you walk back in here from going to the bunker, and those were not the same steps that you took trying to count it out to be more.
When I'm qualifying, I at least go back there 6 times. That's 1,000 steps.
No, it was 60 of your shuffle steps, which is not your normal step, which you used to come back. I took normal steps all the way back there, was 29.
Times 2.
No.
You have to come back.
It's 29 steps to the bunker. You're trying to say it was 60 steps because you shuffled, but when you came back, you weren't shuffling. You were taking your normal steps.
Yeah.
So how many steps do you think you take in a day?
Well, besides 1,000 here, I'm going to say 4,000.
By the way, do you know how many steps it takes to lose weight?
4,000.
10,000 steps a day. And by the way, you're not getting 4,000 at work. I'm just going to say that.
So
it takes 10,000 steps.
Let's round it up. 30. And you're right. If you go back there and back, that's 60.
Yeah.
Okay. Times how many times?
6 times at least.
Okay. What is 60 times 6, Tom?
180, 360.
Okay. 360. That's a long cry from 4,000.
That's
damn right it is. And by the way, it takes 10,000 steps for you to lose weight, according to every study that I've ever seen. Do you think you're meeting 10,000 steps a day?
More than that, dude.
Well, then let me just say the proof ain't in the pudding because you ain't losing no weight.
Well, I'm not going to weigh anymore, but I lost 20 pounds.
Oh.
I feel it.
Well.
You feel it?
And by the way.
No. He feels it. He hasn't looked at the scale. He feels it.
By the way, I feel that I have $1 million in the bank right now. I feel it. I'm just afraid to check the bank account. Maybe I'm negative. Florida duo busted for having sexual relations in the front of Popeyes.
Wow.
On the sidewalk. Yeah, not even in a car. Couple arrested for having sex on the sidewalk in front of Popeyes, Vero Beach, Florida. According to the report, they have been charged, and they were arrested. Holy crap.
Yeah.
I mean, part of me wants to give this old dog a kudos. He's 70 years old. Arnold Mackey is 70 years old. And police say that he was on top of April White, 44 years old.
Whoa.
Wow. By the way, they're both out of jail now, $5,000 bond. Guy just wanted a couple breasts from Popeyes.
And
that's
April.
all he wanted.
And April.
Yeah. So, by the way, the woman likes her men like she likes her Popeyes.
Crispy?
Very crispy. Yes. That I could say something else, but I'm just going to let it pass.
Spicy.
I will let it pass. 2,000 U.S. men were polled. 72% say they become anxious when their body starts to smell. I mean, what if you're like working out or working in the sun? We are all going to sweat and have body odor. Of course. Oh, wait, did I say these are millennial men? Okay, I get it now. Thank you. When I talk about soft people, there you go.
They make things for that.
Yeah.
They showers, first of all.
Yeah.
If you're worried about body odor,
most of the time.
Yeah. Then there's a lot of that age group that doesn't believe in taking more than a couple of showers a week.
No.
So
they also don't believe in deodorant, and they don't believe in soap.
Ooh. Yeah, you're going to stink if you don't use those things.
I follow somebody on Facebook, and she stopped shaving about 3 years ago. And she got a lot of hair under her arms. And she doesn't use deodorant, and she uses no soap. She calls it natural. There are some people that wouldn't call it natural.
Oh, it's natural. Natural stinky.
Very, very, yeah. From time to time, I show my wife that picture, and I said, this is the way that Filipinos would look if they didn't pluck the hairs out. Yes, pluck their underarm hairs. No, I'm serious. The wife has somebody that comes here like every 2 weeks and plucks the hair.
That's dedication.
I mean, it's the craziest thing I've ever seen. Don't ask me to do it. I'm not doing it. All right, 9:06, we are B and the Breakfast Club. Good news of the day on the way. We got one more break, Blake, before.
This break and then the Tradio break.
And then the bottom of the hour.
Now,
gotcha.
When we were doing earlier things that happened on this day, I don't remember. We talked about this sort of earlier, but it wasn't part of that. Did you know the Republican Party was formed on this day?
Really?
In 1854? Yeah. The Republican Party was forged from a coalition of political forces to oppose the advancement of slavery in the American West.
Right.
On March 20th.
That was their benchmark.
Yeah. And it was in either Ripon or Ripon, Wisconsin on March 20th, 1854.
Wow.
I just thought that was pretty interesting.
Crazy. Michael Moore. You know who Michael Moore is, Tom?
Yep. Big old, now, he's a guy that hates, he's a movie critic, and he hates the movies.
He is not a movie critic. He's a director.
He's actually a filmmaker.
And he does documentaries, but he slants them. He slants all of his documentaries.
Yeah. He slants them.
So what was the big? He did Columbine. He did
Bowling for Columbine, and he did one about gun control.
Yeah. So he is a anti-gun guy.
Right.
Here's what he said. He admits that Trump is smarter than us. Liberal filmmaker admitted that Trump is smarter than us. Moore suggesting on his podcast this week that there is a legitimate fear that Donald Trump may win this upcoming election. Citing that Michigan Democratic primary election results, never mind that he played a key role encouraging Democrats in that state to protest Biden's support of Israel. So you can't have it both ways. Michael Moore is a backer of Palestine and doesn't like Israel. So you told people not to vote for Biden. Maybe some of them voted for Trump. Michigan is not a state, as of late, that the Republican Party carries. Donald Trump did really well in Michigan. He went on to say that Donald Trump is smarter than us. Thank you so much, Michael Moore. 9:09. We're going to take a break, get you updated. We got the good news of the day on the way. We'll talk about an Ohio mother whose 16-year-old daughter died. Tom, do you think you should leave your kid for 10 days unattended?
No.
You mean you can't go on vacation for 10 days with your kid? Leave your kid at home?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, it's abuse, man.
I'm going to get to that story coming up next, I promise. And we're going to give you a chance to qualify for that trip that we're giving away to Disney. News this morning being brought to you by your mountain getaway, Camp of the Tall Pines. They're up there in scenic Mayhill, New Mexico. If you've never been up there, this is one of my favorite places. Beautiful, especially this time of the year. Scott and Jamie Miller would love to show you around. They have made so many improvements since they bought the place. More cozy cabins, more RV hookups, and of course they have the raised platform campsites. Lots of things to do once you get up there, and you can fish, you can be one with nature. Certain time of the year you can pick up the deer and elk sheds, and you'll find them up there as you go hiking at Camp of the Tall Pines. They have high ropes, low ropes, mountain biking, disc golf, fishing, stock pond. Go online right now to camptallpines.com for more information. They are on Facebook. In fact, there is a camera, a webcam that is linked right there to their Facebook page. Go check them out. camptallpines.com. Make your reservations online or give them a call, 575-687-4101. Taking a break, 9/11. We're being the Breakfast Club on W105. Let's check in with news, but first let's qualify you for the trip we're giving away to Disney.
Call in and win.
Hey, everybody, it's me, Mickey Mouse.
We're going to Disney World.
Fox News. I'm Chris Foster. The Fifth U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals in New Orleans hears arguments this morning to decide whether a Texas state immigration law may be enforced. It put the law on hold overnight after a Supreme Court ruling the law could be enforced pending the appeals court's decision.
SB 4 would make illegal border crossings a state crime. Migrants found crossing the border illegally could be arrested and then sent back to Mexico without ever being turned over to Border Patrol. However, the Mexican government says it won't comply if the law does go into effect.
Fox's Nate Boy. Bernie Moreno wins Ohio's Republican Senate primary.
A former car dealership owner beating out Ohio State Senator Matt Dolan, who received key endorsements from a lot of GOP establishment folks, including the governor, Mike DeWine, and former Senator Rob Portman. But it was Moreno who received the support of former President Donald Trump.
Fox's Kevin Cork. Republicans are trying to take Democrat Sherrod Brown's seat. America's listening to Fox News.
This week at La Tienda Carlsbad, family pack chicken fryer thighs, 99 cents a pound. Family pack sirloin cut boneless pork chops, $1.99 a pound. Family pack choice beef bottom round roast, $4.99 a pound. And catfish nuggets, $1.49 a pound. Get bulk jalapenos for 69 cents a pound. Blueberries, $2.99 for the 12-ounce pack. Cantagold cantaloupes, 2 for $4. And Haas avocados, 3 for $1. Deli deals include Virginia smoked ham, $4.99 a pound, pepper jack cheese for $6.99 a pound, and a 3-piece chicken tenders for $5.99. Sale ends March 23rd at La Tienda Thriftway, 1301 South Canal in Carlsbad.
It's truck season at Sierra Blanca Motors in beautiful Ruidoso. Take the short drive and shop their huge inventory of light and heavy-duty Ram trucks today. For a limited time, get 10% off MSRP on select 2024 Ram 1500s, 2500s, and 3500s with various trim levels to choose from. See dealer for details. Shop online at SierraBlancaMotors.com. Sierra Blanca Motors, your four-wheel drive headquarters. They make it easy with no gimmicks, no markups, no addendums ever.
Thanks for calling Toyota.
My kids are really excited about spring break, so I'm looking for a new Toyota to help make it amazing.
Imagine you and the kids in a Tundra on your way
to the lake to go speedboating.
Or even taking a RAV4
to an animal sanctuary to pet goats.
Sounds like your kids aren't the only ones excited about spring break.
Ready, set, go get your Toyota today. Toyota, let's go places. Dealer inventory may vary. See your participating Toyota dealer for details.
Visit Permian Toyota in Hobbs today. Toyota, let's go places. Proudly serving the Permian Basin for over 10 years, Battle Energy Services says good luck to the Lovington Wildcats. With locations in Lovington, New Mexico, and Midland, Texas, Battle Energy is your source for BOP nipple up and testing services. Also offering Safeland USA and H2S Oilfield safety classes every Friday. 5 generations of Lovington Wildcats are behind the family and team at Battle Energy Services. Call 575-942-9472. That's 575-942-9472. Go Wildcats.
Grab your lucky charm and head to Casino Apache. Join us Sundays in March to win your share of over $15,000 during the Lucky Leprechaun Hot Seats. Play with your Apache Spirit Club card to earn entries. 3 lucky winners receive $150 cash every hour. 15,750 Lucky Leprechaun Hot Seats. Sundays in March. Only at Casino Apache. Must be 21 or older. Visit CasinoApacheTravelCenter.com or see Apache Spirit Club booth for details.
When you live your life in Wrangler clothes, it's hard to imagine working a 9-to-5 without them. While protection is important, you want clothes with style and comfort. And now, thanks to Wrangler flame-resistant apparel, you can have it all. Wrangler FR is designed to protect you from burn injury on the job, while continuing to offer the comfort and durability you'd expect from Wrangler. Stop by Benny's Western Store, 205 West Main in Artesia, and 107 South Canyon in Carlsbad to try on some Wrangler FR apparel today. When it comes to work clothes, wear clothes that work for you.
This Eunice Cardinals update being brought to you by Guns Up Services, proudly supporting the Eunice Cardinals.
Guns Up Services, LLC of Eunice, supporting the community for over 13 years, would like to wish the Cardinals another great season and also encourage everyone to show up in support of all Eunice Cardinals sports. With oil field services that range from vacuum trucks, winch trucks, dump trucks, and backhoes, they have frac tanks, caliche, downhole chemicals, saltwater disposal, and freshwater sales. That's Guns Up Services, LLC, helping to keep our oil field trucking. 2105 Avenue O, Eunice, or call at 575-399-2457. Go Cardinals!
The Eunice Lady Cardinals begin their season earlier this week when they host Dexter and then travel to Dexter for a 3-day tournament beginning on Thursday. Coach Kyle Kemple.
I'm excited. Our girls have been practicing hard and they're ready to play a game. Practice so long. We've got a pretty tough road the next week or two, but it'll kind of show us where we're at and where we need to improve. So,
and Eunice will have 2 players from the varsity basketball team join them to complete the roster.
Michaela Pierce and Elizabeth Gaeton.
Are they impact players, Coach?
Very much so. Michaela's our leadoff batter. Liz is our third baseman. 2 pretty important cogs there we've been missing, so it's nice to have them back with us full time.
On Thursday, the Lady Cardinals then travel to Dexter for a 3-day tournament. And their first opponent will be Raton, who's 3-2 in the early season.
We're a young team, just trying to find where we fit in here.
A week after that tournament, the Lady Cardinals will be at Loving to begin district play.
This Eunice Cardinals update has been brought to you by Guns Up Services, proudly serving the community for over 13 years. Go Cardinals!
And the Breakfast Club in the morning, W105.
Be in the Breakfast Club, powered by Carlsbad Chevrolet and broadcasting from the Inn of the Mountain God studio. Text line at 877-396-W105. Powered by Amigo Machinery, your Kubota dealer. Question of the day brought to you by Lovington Auto Supply, your Napa dealer.
Listen to me, listen to me, listen to me.
877-396-W105. Good news of the day on the way. Rain and the forecast between, they say, 3 and 4 this afternoon. Other than that, sunny and 73. Good-looking weather. Yeah, even Friday, 77 and sunny skies. Saturday, we're edging closer to the 80s. So we got good-looking, unusual weather in the forecast. We do have maybe some wind in the forecast on Sunday. You can always check that forecast, W105radio.com. Well, the hearing's still going on, the Hunter Biden hearing. The Biden criminal enterprise hearing continues to be going on. James Comer does an awesome job. And look, I understand when people are saying they're tired of these investigations that go nowhere, but the only way to investigate somebody is to dig deep. The problem is, and I get your feelings. I get what you're feeling. When it comes to Joe Biden, will he be removed from office? At this point?
No.
And the sad news is Republicans barely have a lead in the House. One person lead. That means if all Republicans vote in the same way,
but
we always have defectors.
Now, wait a minute. Joe Biden, because Tony Bobulinski's testimony, I'm looking at the transcript right now. He says, I want to be crystal clear. From my direct personal experience and what I have subsequently learned, it is clear to me that Joe Biden was, quote, the brand being sold by the Biden family.
Yep.
All right. So doesn't this equal insurrection? And with what they've done to Trump recently, trying to say that the president is not immune from prosecution, doesn't this completely open Joe Biden up to being prosecuted as soon as the election's over?
I would hope so. But something tells me it will never happen. I mean, look at the charges against Donald Trump for having classified documents. Joe Biden has classified documents. Nothing happens. It's a sad world we live in, where somebody breaks the law and they aren't treated the same way. It's just sad. I hope this mother is treated fair. Ohio mother whose 16-month-old daughter died after being left at home in a playpen for 10 days last summer while she went on vacation, was sentenced to life in prison. No chance of parole.
Oh, my God.
Crystal Caldonado, 32 years old, pled guilty last month to aggravated murder and child endangerment. You know, it comes a point where you have to be the adult. You're 32 years old. No, I can't go on vacation. I have a daughter. I can't leave my daughter in the playground, in the playpen for 10 days. She returned from vacation after 10 days. She found the girl not breathing in her playpen. What the hell did you think she was going to be? She called 911. Emergency responders found the child extremely dehydrated and pronounced her dead shortly after.
Oh, my God.
The kid starved to death.
I don't think
Ohio
you can throw
does not,
the book at her enough.
Yeah. I mean, you walk away from your kid. I couldn't walk away from my 16-month-old being unattended for more than 10 minutes, and you went away for 10 days? Crazy. Trump's attorney asking the judge to vacate the order blocking new motions. President Trump has a right to defend himself at all stages of this case, according to, including the filing motions clearly allowed under the law. So attorneys for former President Donald Trump asked a New York judge to vacate the recent order blocking parties from filing new motions, arguing that it's a violation of his constitutional rights.
They are correct.
Can't wait till we're done with this. Florida has stopped nearly 13,000 migrants coming across in the Florida via boat. And by the way, what's going on with Cuba? Expect even more.
And Haiti?
And Haiti. Yes, correct. Haiti, and I would expect 13,000 a month. Remember the old rule: if they got to ground, they got to stay. They got amnesty.
Right.
That law is not in effect anymore. But under this administration,
This administration
so how did Florida
flies them in.
No,
they don't have to take a boat. They'll fly them.
330,000 people flown in by Joe Biden. Amnesty program. Crazy. Dad is jailed. Oh, you did the story about him continuously calling the school.
Yes.
I pay your salary. Here's a story about the Los Angeles Police Department has formed a special task force to combat foreign gangs burglarizing homes. So they are forming their own task force to deal with the folks. South American countries. Chile. That's the big one, supposedly in Los Angeles. 900 residential burglars since January. 900 burglaries. What month are we, Tom?
March.
900. We're not even done with March.
No.
That would mean we're averaging 300 a month.
Just a
Task
few.
force. Yeah.
Just a few.
Thank you. Yeah. All right, Tom in the text. Let's get to that. We're going to get to good news up next.
John from Eunice, guys, at the very least, that bee needs to be surgically fixed so she can never reproduce again and then put to death,
Tom,
the texter says.
He said beach. B-E-A-C-H.
But you know what it's meaning.
It's still beach.
Nah, I ain't going to say it. And
beach.
I saw that.
Some beach somewhere.
Yeah. I saw the news on the mother. They said that when she found the baby, that she cleaned her body up from feces and urine and then called the police. Oh, man, that's awful. That's just awful. That lady or should be put to death, should be put in jail for 10 days with no food. And Trump, he's a businessman. Ain't no politician, one of the other texts says. And by the way, again, how many steps was it, Blake says the text?
29.
29. And this one text says, I work in a plant and average about 7,000 steps a day. Time to get another job, buddy. You ain't got to work so far. And if Tom's walking, if Tom's walking 4,000 steps a day at work, I'll French kiss a Democrat. I call bull crap. He says this morning.
And then another one.
Let it be Fannie. Let it be Fannie Willis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was saying, buddy?
He's skipped the one that says Tom's full of crap. I work on a pipeline crew and my feet and are on my feet all day and barely get 5,000 steps a day.
Yeah.
Thank God I don't work in a factory.
Well, we're glad that you don't.
Yep.
With your math skills, can you imagine some of the angles that Tom would be able to weld?
You really think Tom can weld?
I've welded before.
You have never welded in your entire life.
I helped you one day. You remember? We were in the studio. We were welding some wires together.
That's called soldering, you.
That is not the same. Not even
It's
close.
called soldering, and you did not help. Just because you're sitting there watching me doesn't mean you're helping.
Well,
you're more a hindrance.
Well, I held the wire for you.
Soldering and welding are not the same.
It's in the neighborhood.
No.
Not even close. Not even close.
There you go.
All right, let's get to the good news of the day, being brought to you by Farmers Insurance Agent Herschel Rustin Hayes, Avenue D in Lovington, 575-396-0513. Farmers Insurance Agent can take care of all your insurance. Get in touch with Rustin Hayes today, 575-396-0513. Proud sponsor of the good news of the day.
All right. Mackenzie Scott is the ex-wife of Amazon's Jeff Bezos. And when she pledges to give away money, she does. Big time. She just announced that she's giving away $640 million.
What?
Yeah, 640 split among small 361 nonprofits.
Okay.
Scott gave away more than $2 billion last year. And she gave away nearly $4 billion with a B in 2022. Now, wait a minute. She's still worth $36.2 billion. So it's not like she's clipping coupons or anything, right? But still, you got to appreciate her donating all that money now. And she's donating it now so it can help now rather than just leaving it to a charity when she dies, right? And two high school sweethearts from Michigan reconnected 73 years later and started dating again. Bill Hassinger is 90 and Joanne Blacken is 92. They met on a school bus and went to prom together, but broke up after she left for college. Now, Joanne's daughter looked Bill up 2 years ago and realized that he only lived 80 miles away. So Joanne wrote him a letter, like a real handwritten letter. Then he called her, and they fell in love all over again.
Wow.
And that is your good news of the day.
Good news of the day being brought to you by Herschel Rustin Hayes. Back to Bezo and his ex. They never had kids together.
No.
I don't think so.
No.
So, you know, she's given her money away.
Yep.
And, I mean, she still has more money. She's never, ever going to
Well, what did she get in the divorce to begin with?
Well, she has Amazon stock and everything. So, but
Yes.
she's worth $36.2 billion.
You're right.
I mean, she's going to be okay. Definitely. All right, let's get updated, find out what's going on with news. News this morning being brought to you by Roach Air Conditioning and Heating. Your choice for your next HVAC job. You have an air conditioning or heating problems? Let Enrique Rocha go out there. Look, if it can be fixed, he will fix it. If it can't be fixed, he offers financing and new technology that in the long run is going to save you a lot of money. Talk to him about inverter-driven heat pumps. It's going to save you a lot of money. And when it comes to saving money on your electric bill, financing is available. Give them a call this morning, 575-631-1999. Rocha Air Conditioning and Heating. We'll see you tomorrow for the Thursday edition of B and the Breakfast Club. Tradio is coming up next. We're W105.
MTD Radio News. I'm